This podcast is part of the Planet Broadcasting Network.
Visit planetbroadcasting.com for more podcasts from our great mates.
This episode of The Weekly Planet is brought to you by Away Travel, a brand new sponsor. But before we talk about them later in the show, Mason, much later, let's talk about another sponsor we have.
Okay.
Called Mr. Coy... It's my son trying to get in.
Should we let him in? I'm scared.
Look, we live in terror here.
Yep. There's always violent knocks at the door. Have you noticed? There's never a happy knock.
No.
I give you a little happy knock
You
when
give
I
me a happy
arrive.
knock, I know.
Yeah.
But basically, Mr. Koya are a fantastic shirt company, Mason.
Button-up shirts.
Button-up shirts that we're both big fans of. We actually had a lunch with a couple of the founders the other week.
Yeah.
Delightful people.
Yeah.
It's an Australian company. It's only been running a year. But they basically... Well, you talk about it, Mason. You're better at
They do
things.
button-up shirts.
Yep.
They're slim-fitting, but they're not tight. If you're a man who likes a crazy pattern, or a lady, if you want a crazy pattern, they've got heaps
or
for
a
you.
lady pattern.
And they're fantastic. They're high quality. They're great. There's legitimately, I spotted them and I'm like, those are some great patterns.
Yes.
But if you also like a more subdued pattern, they do those as well. Some companies are like, okay, the loud stuff is cool.
Yeah.
And the subdued stuff is boring. But these guys,
Yeah.
they've worked it out.
And you know why, though? Because two of the guys who operate it,
Yes.
of the three people, I think,
Yes.
they both prefer different things. One's
Yeah.
the loud shirt guy, the other's the quieter shirt guy.
Oh, they're like
So there you
us.
go. That's it. They're exactly like us.
In a way, it's like two guys who got together and decided that there's a better way to make shirts or podcasts.
Correct. Mm-hmm. What do we got here?
But they've got great detailing. They don't skimp on it. They're ethically made,
and I was going to say,
discovered.
you can check that out on their page. It's all there. It's all done humanely. It's all, it's not a sweatshop operation.
Yeah.
And they only do like limited numbers and a limited amount of designs, which they then cycle out. So often, something that it's cool one month and you miss out. And then you can never get it again, Mason. Or maybe they'll bring it back later, or maybe they won't.
Maybe they won't.
We just don't know. Yeah.
Either way, it's going to end in tears.
It certainly is. But you can actually check them out by visiting mrkoya.com. It says here, because style loves flavour / there's just something about a good shirt.
Oh, they've got two catchphrases.
That's right.
We should work on some catchphrases.
I agree. So it's mrkoya.com, and if you enter promo code PLANET, you get 25% off your order when you buy 2 or more shirts.
And you should.
Absolutely. Also, because it's an Australian company, it was initially just in Australian dollars, or it would switch during your purchase. If you're coming internationally, it's in US dollars now.
That's right.
So it's a little bit clearer. Because Australian dollars, they seem like more dollars.
But yeah.
But actually,
they're less dollars. Yeah. Uh-huh.
So wherever you're coming from, it'll make total sense to you.
US store, open for business.
Yep. And the world over.
Yeah, I would love to see some people wearing those shirts.
Absolutely.
They're primo.
And maybe we've got something very special coming up with them.
Maybe
Mason.
we do. That's very true.
But that's a tale for another week.
Is it? Okay, it is. I thought it wasn't, but
No,
then
it
you did
is.
the little theme tune.
Yeah.
Red hot comic book movie news, shooting up your butthole. The Weekly Planet, the Weekly Planet.
Welcome back, Okay, start that again.
You don't have to tell me.
No, I will.
Okay.
Because, Mason, I realised because it was recently your birthday, and as is tradition,
Oh, no.
instead of me getting you a gift, you get to intro the show.
Is that the actual thing?
That's a tradition. We've been doing it for 3, 4 years. How long have we been doing
okay.
this? You excited?
No.
Happy birthday, Mason.
Oh,
Here he
Jesus.
goes in 3, 2, 1.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to another episode of The Weekly Planet, where we talk about movies and TV shows and comic books and other things. I'm your host, Nick Mason. And with me, as always, my co-host, James, also known as Mr. Sunday Movies.
You are listening to the start of the show.
Yep.
You bloody nailed it.
Thank you.
Well done. Do you want to do it again next week?
No.
Okay, cool.
It's unpleasant.
Couple of things up top, Mason. First of all, happy birthday.
Thank you.
Happiest of birthdays.
Thank you.
Well done.
Nobody used that information to steal my identity.
Disagree.
My birthday.
No, you're
don't,
allowed
don't
to.
do it.
Actually, like I said, quickly up top, the Care Australia campaign is still going. If you'd like to win a bunch of cool prizes,
Yes.
including some movement watches, we've got some other stuff up there we're going to be giving away some t-shirts and
Prize packs.
prize packs and things like that. If you donate any amount of money, and also, of course, even if you don't win, which statistically you won't, there's also going to be
No, statistically you will.
No, you will, definitely will. We're also doing there's going to be a Q&A video from us, a bunch of bonus podcasts from a bunch of other podcasts on the Planet Broadcasting Network. It's very exciting.
Well, we're up to 12 grand.
That's exactly
amazing.
right. Yeah.
I love it.
Also, if you see another podcast pop up in your feed,
Delete
in
it.
this feed this week, it's because
I thought you meant from like a competing network.
oh, get rid of that.
Yeah.
No, from our
Competing's not a word.
no competing.
Okay.
That sounds like competitive dog petting. Just furiously patting a dog.
I've got one here. Cop that, you dumb dog.
Yeah, but
She's not interested at all.
no, she doesn't care. But yeah, we're gonna be doing a little bit of intro for some of the other podcasts on Planet Broadcasting, and then playing a bit of that show or the whole show, so people can check it out if you want. It's completely optional to listen to, but if we put up an episode there, it's because it's a good one, and it's probably worth checking out if you're looking.
I agree.
If you need a midweek fix of a good old potto.
Yeah. What else is that podcast feed doing during the week?
Nothing.
I mean, Caravan of Garbage sometimes.
Caravan of Garbage, that's right. And we also mentioned we're going to be dropping some. We're going to do this where we're kind of ramping up more like promos for other podcasts as well. We're going to be doing a bit of that across all shows.
The Weekly Planet gives back.
Yeah, and
to
takes.
podcasts that are funnier than us.
That's
usually.
right. That's how we do it.
We're really boosting the fortunes of those guys who are funnier and more talented than us.
And it's about time.
We live to give.
Right, let's do the news. Mason, I don't know if you heard this, but there is a god.
Because Magnum PI's back?
Where's his mustache?
That's a good point. You know what? I saw that promo. I'm on board.
It looks fun, doesn't it?
It looks fun.
I like that guy as well. He's good in Suicide Squad.
Yeah. I mean, he's the promo that I saw gave away the entire first story arc.
Yes.
Like, so if you want to watch that, if you want to see how those characters don't get along and then they do get along eventually, maybe don't watch the promo or don't listen to what I just said, because I just explained that they don't get along, then they do get along.
Do you get a bit of a Burn Notice vibe from
it? A little bit, yeah. But I enjoyed Burn
No,
Notice.
I'm okay with Burn Notice as well. 100%.
Boy, they wreck a lot of Ferraris in this show as well.
Oh, you got to, don't you?
Yeah, no.
You got to wreck Ferraris to make Ferraris. That
is the expression, isn't it? Yeah, that's true. That's what they say out the front of the Ferrari dealership. You walk in and you're like, wait, hang on, what?
But no, the reason I say there is a god is because Paramount has removed Transformers 6 from its 2019 movie slate.
Yes.
It finally happened.
Wow.
Just as Michael Bay has stepped away from the franchise, he's driven it into the ground.
Oh.
We could actually be getting some really creative projects from other directors and writers.
Burn it.
Just get
Is
rid
this
of it
a
all.
function of because the last one didn't do as much?
I
Okay,
assume
wow.
so, yeah.
Even though, I mean, surely it made money.
Yeah, it made
Surely
money.
It's a blockbuster.
Yeah, but I think comparatively to the billions of dollars that the
I guess so,
made.
yeah.
But it was so boring.
Oh, yeah.
Like more boring somehow. Less transforming than the other
Almost
ones.
no transforming.
Almost no transforming. It's a madhouse in here today, Mason. My son's trying to get in, the dog's trying to get out.
Do you think they're just trying to meet in the middle?
I don't know. They're mortal enemies.
Thank you, Claire.
They're mortal enemies. So
Yeah,
that's why
I
they're always
was
trying to
gonna
get
say.
at each other.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So I think this is good news, but it also could be bad news for Transformers movies in general. I guess it depends on how Bumblebee goes.
Yeah.
Because there's now talk also that that's not going to be connected to the other ones.
Right.
Which I really hope it isn't. It doesn't need to be. Just new franchise.
Yep.
Make them look more like they normally do instead of crab-faced monsters.
That would be great.
Yeah.
Have they confirmed that Bumblebee is going to be a VW in this?
Yes.
In the new one? Okay, good. Because for a long time, Volkswagen were like, we don't want them to be war toys or whatever.
Yeah.
But then I guess Volkswagen had that big scandal where they ruined the world. So
What did they do?
they pretended that they'd invented a new diesel engine that didn't pollute.
Yeah.
But it turned out
When was this?
this was like last year or the year before. What they did, because Volkswagen
I had a kid. I missed a
Look,
lot.
okay. Well, look, this is not interesting to anybody who's listening to this.
I'm
your
listening.
your face says you're not interested.
No, I really
but
am.
basically, Volkswagen Group, who owns they own Volkswagen, obviously they own Audi, they own like Lamborghini, they own like a whole bunch of
Then Ferrari?
maybe.
Got to spend Ferraris to make Ferraris.
Got to spend Ferraris to make
Rick
Ferraris.
Ferrari,
But anyway, what Volkswagen Group did is they were like, we've invented this new engine that doesn't pollute as much as regular engines. So we've saved the world, right? And then they put it in 11 million cars. But then it turned out what they'd done is they'd trick the firmware in all these cars. So when they're being tested, they don't produce as much pollution.
Oh, God.
Like they deliberately did it. So on the road, they produce like 30 times the amount of pollutants they said they did. but when you put it up on blocks and you put the scientific equivalent of a brick on the accelerator and just run it,
Yeah.
the car goes, well, I'm being tested, so I won't make as much.
Oh,
so
okay.
it's smog. So, but yes, I think there's a documentary on Netflix about it.
Wow, incredible.
But basically, they did their part to destroy the world for a year.
But
so I think now that no war toys,
no fictional war robots.
That's right. So I think maybe they're like, let's make Let's make a happy little robot into a VW bug. That'd be fun.
Jeez, I didn't know
Hey?
that. That's
bit
terrible.
of PR, hey?
That's shocking, man.
Yeah, so maybe that's it.
Just a flat out lie.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Here's something that's not a flat out lie, mate.
Wait, do we have any more Transformers ideas? I don't know. When I was a kid, I just wanted like Megatron transforming into a gun. Just to,
Yep.
And a
Do you think we're going to get Megatron transforming into a
better
gun?
transform to a gun.
No, I
at
want him
some
into
point.
a weird alien jet.
Oh yeah, good point.
Is that what we all want?
Yeah.
I want him to be Galvatron, but then in the next movie, just to be Megatron again for no reason.
Great, cool, nice.
Is that what you want?
That's exactly what I want.
I want the transforming cube effect. I
Yep.
want to bring that
I
back.
would love that. Oh, that was so good. I want
rough housing.
rough housing between all the Transformers just to show they're just human like us, you know?
I don't want them to have a base of operations. I want them to be no more than 4 of them at a time, and they're just meeting in the desert.
Just hanging out under piles of junk. What are they doing when they're just hanging out under
I don't know.
separately under piles of junk?
I don't know.
What are they doing?
These are all questions.
There are questions.
Yeah.
I want just an enraged idiot of a man who's the hero for some reason. Anyway, what else are we talking about on the show?
Danny Boyle has been confirmed for Bond 25.
Yeah, right.
He'll be directing that, which is coming out October 25th of next year.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be written by John Hodge, who wrote Trainspotting and a bunch of his other stuff, but he didn't write Sunshine.
Huh,
Which
your
is
favourite movie.
My favourite movie. And
Is it still your favourite movie?
it's, well, even if it's not my favourite movie, it's probably the best movie ever made. So either way, I'm pretty high on it, Mason. Wow. Yeah. It's a good movie though, isn't it?
It's all right.
So, what do you think about that though, Danny Boyle?
Yeah, all right. I'm on
I
board
like
with
it.
that. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. It's
Still no word on whether it's a standalone adventure or if this is going to be another...
No.
Okay.
It is Craig's last one.
Yeah.
But then again, I wouldn't be surprised if, it's really great.
Yeah.
Because it's Danny Boyle. And then
alright.
and then Daniel Craig just does another one.
Right.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if they went the route of it's the kickoff of a new two movie or 3 movie arc.
Yeah.
And they switch the Bond in
Okay.
between. Because they're like, especially if this one is good, they might
Yeah.
just be like, here's the... Because they always have so much difficulty, especially with Daniel Craig, switching the Bonds and people going, well, I don't like this new guy
Yeah.
until I've seen him. It's just bad press until he's in the movie. And then they're
Yeah.
like, actually, we love this guy. So maybe they're like, okay, here's a plot you like.
Yeah.
And then we just switch the Bonds. And then people are like, well, I guess I'm on board. We'll
Yeah,
see how he
I think
does.
that could work. I think also Bond benefits from... There's a history of swapping them out.
Yeah.
It's unlike Han Solo. There's not going to be, or say Indiana Jones. There's not going to be big uproar because he's always been switched.
Yeah, right.
Because and same with like Doctor Who. But yeah, I know. I think this is great news, and I thought the last one was shit. So I'm hoping this one is better.
Right.
It wasn't shit. It was okay, I guess. Remember they drilled into his head or something.
Yeah, I remember.
But
Look,
then nothing happened.
Look, the definitive rankings of Daniel Craig James Bond movies is Casino Royale,
Yep. Skyfall.
now Spectre,
Okay.
Skyfall, Quantum of Solace.
In the order they came out. Oh, it's Quantum of Solace last. Okay.
Yes.
I think Quantum of Solace is okay.
Yeah.
I watched it again, and we'll talk about
The
it.
bottom 3 are all okay. It's
Yeah.
fine. Also, I've been doing some soul searching recently, and I've decided my favourite Bond is still Roger Moore.
Because he's fun.
Because he's fun, yeah.
He is fun.
And he's suave, and he's
suave
charming.
And he's fun, and he's so leathery.
And he's wearing he's leathery, and
It's
he's
like a saddlebag.
He's a saddlebag man wearing a safari suit. That's why I like him.
He's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got an official image of Shazam, the first one. Did you
We
see
did.
it?
He's drinking some sort of slushy of some sort,
And
or
he's got,
Slurpee.
and we see the big lightning bolts
It's
up.
a glowing, yeah.
I think it looks really great.
Me too.
Yeah. I like that costume design.
The poster design is very Deadpool-esque, I feel.
Oh, Mason. I hope they're going to flip the genre on its head.
Maybe.
Can you imagine?
I think they might. Yeah. But
What
it's
a
like
world.
that. It's how there were some Deadpool posters with, it's always just Deadpool,
Yeah.
white background logo.
Yeah.
That's very much what they've done here. And I think it's like, this
And,
guy's
and he's
quirky.
like eating a banana with
Yeah,
the thumbs
exactly.
up or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah. So this one is just like, we're selling you on, we don't need the world. I mean, it could be potentially because they haven't written this. There's no plot yet.
Yeah, right.
But I mean, potentially it's just like, we're selling you on this character. Isn't he fun and quirky and charming?
He's
You
Chuck.
like him.
You remember Chuck?
Sort of.
He was sort of Jim from The Office, probably. I haven't seen
But with
it.
karate kicks.
I don't know.
Okay.
I didn't. Is that what he? I don't know.
I was a more better off Ted man
But
myself.
what is Chuck? What is he?
He had CIA secrets embedded in his brain.
like someone hit him in with a hammer. What are we talking about?
No, I think he downloaded them into his brain.
Oh my god!
Yeah, that's right.
Sounds like an episode of The Pretender.
No, it doesn't.
It does.
It could not be any further than an episode of The Pretender.
I'm sure there's an episode of The Pretender where somebody downloaded all the secrets
he
into
doesn't.
their brains.
The Pretender never
Not
downloaded
The Pretender.
anything.
He would have come across a kid
No.
who'd accidentally done it.
100% disagree.
And then he had to...
100% disagree.
You don't know anything about The Pretender.
It's not. I know it's not Nowhere Man with Bruce Greenwood.
I haven't seen it.
Okay. All right. That was closer to what you're envisioning.
Good. Liam Neeson is apparently in talks, or maybe he's on board,
To do a movie set in Europe where he's a middle-aged man against
in a leather jacket.
In a leather jacket.
He's on a train or a bus
Yep.
or a plane.
Or a dinner party with his daughter.
Yeah.
He's got to shoot everyone.
He's ex something.
All his daughter's friends. All right, no, continue. I'm sorry, continue. What is he in talks to do? Maybe it's better than that.
It is the boss for Men in Black. I guess like the
okay.
Z role.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, which I like. We got a bit of a thing, like a description. You ready?
Yep.
The spin-off will see Thompson's character. Do you remember Tessa Thompson's going to be in it?
Yeah, that's right.
M.
Hemsworth and Thompson are
That's
together
right.
again.
Good
Okay, I like
combo.
this.
On a journey to prove herself by joining the London branch of the MIB, where she's partnered with former ace MIB agent H, Chris Hemsworth. The pair then find themselves embroiled in a murder mystery that will see them travelling the globe.
Oh, how
Sounds
intriguing.
fun. That sounds fun.
That does seem fun.
And it's not just the same kind of place and setting as the other three.
and it ties into the idea that I put into my own head that Tessa Thompson is British.
Oh, no, it says she's...
No, but I think Tessa Thompson, the actor, is British. Like it's
She
always...
is, isn't she?
No, she's American.
Is she?
That's right. Twist.
I don't even know.
Yeah, that's right.
She's joined...
Unless she is British. But that's the thing. She could be British. Imagine her with a British accent.
Yeah, I can. That's all I
See?
can hear.
That's right.
Where's she from?
Hello. Oh, I'm Tessa Thompson.
Yeah, nationality American.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Mandela effect. That's what that is. We all
Yeah.
thought she was British. Email in if you thought she was British. Tweet at me if you thought. Hashtag did I think Tessa Thompson was British? Yes or no?
Claire...
Or maybe.
It's called you Claire. Mason, that's just going to
Because you're exasperated with me and your default is calling me by your wife's
No,
name.
I was going
now.
to say, you need a hashtag that hasn't already been taken. That's going to get caught up in all the
That,
other
isn't it though? All the
hashtags.
previous ones, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, tweet at me at Wikipedia Brown if you think Tessa Thompson was British.
I thought she was
Me
British.
too. Mandela effect.
August, apparently, to Netflix is going to bring us Matt Groening's Disenchanted. It's his next series, so obviously he's of The Simpsons and Futurama fame. It's got that kind of art style. Here's the synopsis. Viewers will be whisked away to a crumbling medieval kingdom of Dreamland, where they follow the misadventures of a hard-drinking young princess Bean, her feisty elf companion Alpho, and her personal demon Lukey. Along the way, the oddball trio will encounter ogre sprites, harpies, imps, trolls, walruses, and lots of human fools.
I get it.
This could be okay.
Could be okay. So this is more is this an episodic?
I think so.
So it's more of an adventure as opposed to a Futurama or a Simpsons where it's just like, here's what they get up to this week.
Oh, I don't know.
Okay.
Yep.
It seems more like a Game of Thrones kind of situation to
Yeah,
me.
it could very well be.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's like a Rick and Morty thing where it's all like the storyline is moving forward.
Yep.
But they still feel
Which
very
would you
separate
prefer?
in terms of... I like standalone stuff. I don't
Yeah.
mind it, but
I'd like to see...
maybe a mix.
I think I would like to see an overarching plot.
Yes, but I don't think
quest,
it needs...
if you will.
Yeah, but I don't necessarily think it needs to be... If you didn't see the last one, you're lost.
Right, okay.
It's a cartoon, Mason.
I think it does need to be that.
Okay,
Mix
good.
it up a little,
Well, then
I
it
say.
is. It's going to be that now.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, I mean, a lot of the stuff that made like Simpsons great, Matt Groening wasn't necessarily
No, that's
involved
true.
in. I think he had a big hand in Futurama though,
Seems that way, doesn't it?
which
Yeah.
is
But
a
maybe
lot
that
of
was
fun.
David Cohen.
We aren't exactly.
We don't know this guy. We don't know.
But no, I'm definitely going to check this out. Mm-hmm. Are you going to check out though, Mason?
Yes.
The Mowgli film. It's a prequel to the Jungle Book, or
I don't
or
want
it's
to.
just the Jungle Book.
If we're shy on content one week and we have to watch it, I guess I will. But I don't want to.
The thing about this trailer is, I didn't.
That's a
think,
bit of sizzle for everyone in
Wow.
upcoming weeks.
We'll do
If
it,
we
but I
d-
don't
If
want
we do
to.
it, we don't want to, and we ran out of stuff to talk about.
which is probably going to happen then.
Yeah, right. Look, it looks fine.
It's not a
but-
terrible trailer.
No.
It looks a bit grimmer and more realer than.
Well,
the
they were
Jon
like, this
Favreau
is the
one.
darkest version. They open up with
Yeah.
that, the little title card that says, this is the darkest version of
darkest
this.
version.
You'll ever see. Don't even...
But the John
Wick.
Wick films are quite good.
I agree.
I watched the second one actually the other day. Mm-hmm. it's good.
Do you think it's on par with the?
They're basically the same film.
They are more or less the same film.
If it kept playing, you wouldn't know.
That's probably true.
You'd be like, this is long.
Yeah.
But that's all you.
Right. Has he avenged his dog yet? What's happened? What's happened? Did they kill another of his dogs? I don't know.
But no, look, I'm not super keen on this. I don't know why they made it. But Andy Serkis is moving forward. Is the director? And doing a lot of the mocap. I don't think the CGI is quite at the Jungle Book level.
Right.
It seems it's more kind of. Do you ever see that Tarzan reboot that they did?
Yeah, no, I didn't see it, but I'm aware of it.
It's fine.
Yeah, right.
It's totally fine.
I like Tarzan in. Is there a bit of Tarzan in London? And he's really.
Oh, that's a good question. I don't remember.
'Cause
I
I
think
like-
there is a little bit. I know there is.
I love it when Tarzan's in London and he's wearing a suit and, and a hat.
Yeah.
And people are like, ooh, look at who's the, and then he goes, wild. I love a bit of that.
He flings his poo.
Rest
at a
of it,
bus.
I'm not interested. Yeah, exactly. That's right.
Yeah. No, there is. I remember because there's a bit at the start where
Oh, me handsome cab.
he shows how his hands are kind of changed because he's been running on them.
Yeah, right.
So he puts them on the ground and his hands kind of, like the bones kind of
Oh,
click into place and
all
whatever.
right.
Yeah.
All
it's
right.
not terrible. Oh, no, my
The police are here for us.
Yeah, this is a madhouse today. This is why we don't record during the day.
That's true.
There's dogs and cats and babies and fish.
Yeah, falling from the sky.
Falling from the sky, yeah. What else we got here? Michael Keaton is apparently going to return for Spider-Man Homecoming 2.
Yes.
Yes.
That's good. I love
That
it.
is good. Do you think they're building towards the Sinister Six?
Yes, I am. I was just going to
agree.
say that. I hope so.
And the reason why also people think this is because Jake Gyllenhaal looks like he's going to play Mysterio,
Ooh.
which I like a lot.
Yep.
Now, Mysterio is a fan of practical effects, isn't he? And smoke bombs and fish bowls, right?
He loves all those things.
Those
yes.
are those things
Yeah,
he
yeah,
loves.
yeah.
Jake Gyllenhaal...
He runs the gamut. I think he'll use whatever works.
Do you think he... But,
So
he
if
does,
it's-
but he doesn't use actual magic, though, does he?
No, he's not
I mean, I'm
actually
sure he
magic.
has.
Yeah, right.
But that's not
I mean,
his
he
thing.
might at this point. He might use like Chitauri,
Yeah.
stolen Chitauri tech or something like
Yeah,
that. But I
because
kind of
the stuff he can actually do doesn't make sense.
no. But I kind of hope it's more on the level of like a Zemo, where he's not the most powerful guy, but he's got tricks up his sleeve and he knows what he's
Nah,
doing.
I want full-on weird holograms and shit.
Okay.
I want all that.
We can have holograms.
Can we?
Yeah, but I mean, I like the idea of a guy who doesn't have, because I mean, you can with Mysterio, you've got a couple of options. One is
It's like mysterious. That's great.
that's
really
how they've
good.
done it exactly right. Yeah,
that's good.
yeah. But like, you can be like he's a joke character, he's a weird dude with a fishbowl
Yes.
on his head, or you can and that's what he was for a really long time.
Yeah.
He was just this joke character, and then they sort of ramped him up to 11, where he's like, "I'm gonna murder everybody," kind of thing.
Like he makes Wolverine murder all the X-Men, which is what he did that
exactly.
one time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm hoping for kind of a middle ground, or maybe like. I love the idea that we've only really got it in Spider-Man Homecoming in the Marvel universe of just career supervillains.
Yes.
They're not in it to end the world or whatever. They're just like, well, I got a jetpack, I may as well rob banks.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I got a fishbowl, I may as well do special effects.
Yeah, for sure.
To annoy people.
Yeah, and I like that with the Vulture where he's just like, well, I've got all this tech, I may as well just steal some stuff.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't we?
I'm not worse than Tony Stark. And he's not.
He's really not. He's really not. He just doesn't have as much backing or money.
No.
Yeah.
But
Very good.
Also,
yeah.
Jake Gyllenhaal very nearly took over from Tobey Maguire for Spider-Man 2.
That's true, yeah.
Because there was Tobey Maguire it's a combination of asking for more money and a back injury.
Right, okay.
So,
Hey, I've got more money. I've got this terrible back injury. I want more money. I can do less on this movie. Give me more money.
I think he would have been probably a better Spider-Man than
Yeah.
Tobey Maguire.
For sure.
He's a bit more charismatic, while Tobey Maguire is like...
But
I don't know.
Jake Gyllenhaal does look more like a grown-up. So I think it would be
Yeah, but
weirder.
now he does.
Yeah, right,
But
okay.
back then, I mean, he
I
looked
don't
a
ever
bit
remember.
younger. Yeah.
But anyway, I'm hoping...
Tobey Maguire is the equivalent of drawing a smiley face on a balloon.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's...
So super fun. And will brighten up anyone's day. I
yeah,
get it.
that's right, yeah.
Well,
A grey balloon.
I would hope... I'm hoping for the Sinister Six at some point. I think that would be great.
Yep.
And maybe also a completely disposable shocker every
my
movie.
God,
Wouldn't that be
please.
great if he was annihilated every episode?
There's already
every
been
movie?
2?
There's already been 2, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened to the second one. I guess he's in jail.
Yeah, he's probably in jail for using too many shock punches.
Yeah.
You can't keep doing that forever.
No, that's true.
Everybody knows that.
Yeah.
The other rumors are that Jessica Drew's going to show up,
Oh, Spider-Woman.
but she's not. She doesn't have Spider-Man's spider powers in the same way, does she?
That's correct,
She wasn't
yes.
bitten by a spider.
No.
Yeah. That's all I have to say.
That's all she doesn't even have like webs, I don't think. She has like psychic webs, I think.
I don't know.
Something.
I don't know the specifics of it.
Yeah.
But also, there's rumors that Daredevil's going to show up.
I've heard that also.
I I would love it. I would.
Here's the thing.
that'd
I would
be
love
so
it also.
great, but-
It'd have to be Charlie Cox, though.
Yeah, it would have to be, yeah.
They couldn't recast him. That would be incredible.
Yeah, it really would
Because
be.
that would be good because he'd have like...
Sticks.
He'd have
to
sticks,
hit.
but I guess you could make him... Maybe he'll have a series of mentors throughout these movies.
That'd be great,
fun.
yeah.
So instead of Tony, you have a guy who has no powers, but...
Yeah.
I mean, he does have powers, but like, no... He's just a guy swinging around...
Yeah.
Maybe Spider-Man could teach him how to swing around New York.
That'd be
'Cause
fun.
It's more him just...
But it would also be weird if
It's just running out of breath across
it's
rooftops.
It's him parkouring across rooftops. Yeah, I guess. But then when you go back to Daredevil, the series,
Yes.
you can't implement that swinging well into a TV show.
No, that's true.
So I don't know. Look, I'm skeptical about that.
I'm skeptical about the
but-
rumor, certainly.
Yeah, but
Again, because I mean, maybe this is their first steps towards we have to integrate these TV shows or something.
Yeah.
Maybe you know what it could very well be. It could be that it could be that the general public is souring a bit on these Netflix shows.
I would say they definitely
Absolutely they
I
are.
really want to go back in on the Punisher though, and I think Luke
It's good.
Cage season 2
I think that'll be good
looks
too.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they can keep doing those musical guest stars, that would be good.
If it's not just him walking down a hallway and people just keep shooting bullets at him and he just bats them aside, give me some other action sequences.
I want exclusively that.
No, because that's all they did.
They did,
The
you're
best
right.
Luke Cage action sequence is in Jessica Jones.
Yeah. Mhm.
Like that bar fight.
That's very good.
Yeah, more of
that's
that.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's very. If this is true, it is a function of the Netflix shows aren't doing that well. So if we can get people back in,
Yeah.
are we getting Spider-Man: Homecoming 2 then Daredevil season 3?
No, 3 first. 3
See, that's the thing.
Three's this year.
That'd be weird. Like
Yeah.
it seems odd to me that they'd go. You'd think it'd be have him as a guest star at a movie and
Yeah.
then segue into Daredevil season whatever. So
Yeah,
maybe
right.
they're doing season 4. Maybe they've plotted out 4 seasons of Daredevil. I don't know.
It's very possible.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they've got that corridor. They may as well use it.
That's right.
The other rumor is, which seems like bullshit but might be true, Donald Glover is apparently going to join Black Panther, the Black Panther sequel.
Right.
Even though he already plays the Prowler.
He could be the Prowler.
He could be the Prowler.
Yeah, I mean, they're doing more stuff in New York, so maybe that's
Yeah,
what's happening.
That's possible. I would like that. And the other one is that Michael B. Jordan's coming back.
Potentially. Like
I
I
mean-
think we said, he could be in the spirit world.
And also, who knows what's happened after Avengers? All the
Yeah, that's
Avengers
true.
wraps up.
I mean, maybe they just put some beads on him. When he's
Oh,
back from
yeah.
the dead.
Put him in a bag of ice. Put some beads on him.
Yeah, exactly. That's right.
Bring him back. Yeah.
And we don't know how,
Maybe he's got a son.
sweet.
Yeah. No, look, if they could find a way to bring him back,
Yeah.
100%. But it also kind of defeats the purpose of his choice at the end of that film.
Doesn't it? Yeah.
Maybe they bring him back though, and he's annoyed by it. I don't know.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. That happened in a season of Buffy.
That's true.
She died, then they were like, oh my God, we're going to bring Buffy back. And they brought her back just like, I was having a really good time in the afterlife. You've ruined this. I hate this. I hate the real world.
Didn't they think she was in hell or something? That's why they
They
brought her
thought
back.
she was in hell, but she was actually in heaven.
How did she get from hell to heaven?
I think she was just always in heaven.
Is there a rope?
All right, there's a rope.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Why doesn't everyone go up the rope? It's probably really long.
Yeah, but she's got Slayer powers.
Yeah, I understand
Yeah, yeah.
that. Is she super powered? I've
Yes,
never really seen
she
it.
is, yeah.
So she's strong.
Super strong.
Could she crush a full can of soda?
Yeah.
In her bare
Everyone
hands.
was full, yeah. Wow. Yeah.
That's
not even an
incredible.
empty one.
Would it get sticky though? Like would her hands?
I mean, if she didn't rinse them off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so she's not completely powered.
I mean, she's not impervious to all soda-related misadventures, no.
Okay, that's what I thought.
yeah.
All right. We're getting into
Boy,
some...
now that I think about it, why did I even watch that show?
It's a good question, Mason. I'm just going to open the door because the dog's back.
Ah, come on, the
To
dog.
ruin our day. Why don't
In
come
you get,
here,
dog. Come on up.
sit in the-
Here we go, dog. There we go. All right, here we go.
If I seem a bit manic, Mason, it's because I've been editing my 20-minute Easter egg video for Solo.
Right.
And also because Claire's been sick because she's had dental surgery, we've been doing all of the cooking and the looking after the kid and the work, and I'm losing my fucking
Well, now
mind.
you know how it bloody feels to be a bloody woman in 2018. You got to do all the bloody work, don't you?
Mason, not all men, all right?
Yeah, no, fair enough. What I was going to say, are we segueing to Solo now?
Not yet.
Okay, cool.
There's rumours of Episode 9, a Star Wars episode. Ollie, just chill the fuck
Chill
out.
dog. Sit down.
I took her to the park, we ran around heaps,
Yeah, sit
which
down,
is
dog.
more
You're
fired
a
up,
good
if
dog. I
anything.
know.
Yeah. Okay, so this rumor for
All right, fine.
this rumor for
God.
Star Wars Episode 9.
Covered in dog hair already. Yes.
This rumor for Star Wars Episode 9 is that Grand Admiral Thrawn is going to show up.
Right, okay.
Which I like a lot. And the reason why, there's been a couple of things. A guy painted himself blue and put out an audition tape, which could just be an insane person.
Absolutely it could.
But the other one
Almost
is
definitely.
Timothy Zahn has got 2 more books, Thrawn books in his
Starring
deal.
Garth Brooks.
That's right. He created Thrawn, by the way, and he's writing all the new ones. But they're in limbo as Episode 9 gets finalized, which makes people think, oh, they're in limbo because he's going to show up in 9.
Yeah, right.
I think this would be the best way to get people back on board for the Star Wars trilogy, new trilogy.
Okay, right.
By bringing in an expanded universe character and a really competent villain.
Yeah, right.
And someone that people love from Rebels and Legends. And
yeah, right.
Like if you got Hugo Weaving or Benedict Cumberbatch or someone like that, I think it could be incredible.
Yeah, right, okay.
Hugo Weaving's been red, we know that.
That's true,
but
and
he doesn't
hated
want to
it.
do that anymore.
No, but maybe he'd be blue.
He'd be blue.
Maybe that was the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know, I just think this is,
yeah.
if this is true, which we don't know, I think it's a really clever idea.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's an...
You've got the dog pinned down.
I've got pinned the dog. Dog's gone wild.
Ollie,
Stop
just
it.
chill out, man.
Yeah, and they seem to be more on board with integrating expanded universe stuff
it's
now.
more and more stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
They put all that stuff in the bin, and
Yep.
then now they're rifling through it.
Rifling through the bit. So this is... Well, I was going to say because people know him from the books, but he's also been in Rebels.
Yeah,
is what
he's
you're
back
saying.
in
Okay,
Rebels.
You mentioned that, I think.
There's a comic running at the moment, which is based off the first book, which is quite good. I think he's a really good character. I don't think he was used super well in Rebels. I'm going to spoil the end of Rebels.
Okay,
but
sure.
basically at the end, him and Ezra, who's like the
Ezra Miller.
Yeah, Ezra Miller. Who's like, he kind of is like Ezra Miller. He's like the Luke Skywalker of Rebels.
Okay.
They get in a Star Destroyer and some space whales shoot Ezra Miller and Thrawn off into the unknown regions.
Okay.
And then that's why he's not there for the original trilogy.
Right.
So I think you could easily bring him back and
He's just pinwheeling through space.
spinwheeling through space. I don't think he was really used super effectively in Rebels. Rebels is a kid show. It's not my favorite. There's some really good moments, but and on the whole, I'm kind of lukewarm on it. But the use of Thrawn in that also I didn't think was great because a lot of time he'd just watch the rebels escape and he'd go, this is all part of my plan. And don't worry, let's just let this play out.
Did the plan ever...
And then he loses.
So the plan
it's
ever...
Like, no, not really.
So the plan didn't emerge or it just didn't pay off?
To,
Okay, that's a
I mean,
shame.
he had plans.
Wow.
But there wasn't a moment where like I felt that he definitively crushed them.
He sounds like a middle manager who takes credit for all his wins.
Yeah.
And blames somebody else for all his losses.
Yes.
But never actually does anything.
Correct, yeah.
Wow. Well, the Empire's got to have some of those, surely.
He's also voiced by Chad Nicholson, Mad Nicholson's brother. It's not his real name, but he is voiced by that guy.
Huh.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, I don't know. I think, actually, Mads Mikkelsen would be a good Thrawn if he wasn't already in Star Wars.
In Star Wars,
It'd be
right,
a great
yeah.
choice. But, no, I think there's a very real possibility that this could happen because I think you really need to do a fan-friendly one. I mean, Solo's very fan-friendly.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
But I think on the original trilogy, I would like to see... First of all, I would like to... As a fan of The Last Jedi, I'd still like to see it. And if I hated The Last Jedi, this would be a great way to get me back
for sure,
on board.
right.
So, yeah. It's great, Mason. And you're great. Well done. Happy
Thank
birthday.
you. Thank you.
Another bit of news.
Yes.
The Boba Fett film hasn't been announced, but The Hollywood Reporter have Hollywood reported on it.
Okay.
James Mangold is going to direct the spin-off.
Logan's
apparently.
James Mangold.
That's right.
310 to Yuma's James Mangold.
That's a good film.
It is a good film.
Yeah. Simon Kinberg will co-write the script.
The mysterious Simon Kinberg.
Is he good at things? Or
What
is
does he
not?
do?
Yeah.
He's the General Thrawn of the
He is.
entertainment industry. Is he
That's
good or not good? We don't know.
I think it's Admiral Thrawn, Mason.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay.
That's okay.
No, I don't feel it's okay. You're being very forgiving there because it's my birthday.
Yeah, you're right. I
But
am.
no, I don't. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but I thought... Well,
Is it Grand Admiral Thrawn?
Yeah, it is. Oh, no! Now it's my birthday.
Yeah, now it's your happy birthday.
But this is of where this film is going to go. I think ties into Solo spoilers.
Okay.
So I don't think we should probably talk about it here. Well, I thought there'll be a bonus video this week on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Mr. Sunday Movies, where we'll talk about this and upcoming spin-off films and the Obi-Wan movie and Solo sequels. So you can find that on the channel later in the week or Patreon a little bit earlier if you're lucky. So We might save that for a little bit later.
Not lucky.
If you're lucky, Mason.
Okay, right.
I mean, as in, if I remember to
If you're
put it
lucky
up.
enough to give us $1 a month. For,
Yeah, if you're
for
that
content.
lucky. If you're that lucky.
If you're a real lucky duck in that way.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, Mason.
Wait, there's some more news. Were you going to segue from Star Wars stuff into...
No, I was going to do an ad. What do you got?
Okay, I was going to say, it turns out, this is Watchmen news. Did we mention this last week?
Yeah.
Watchmen, the TV series, is not going to be set... It's not going to be a reboot or a remake of the original Watchmen
Yes.
the original Watchmen movie or comic book. It's going to be set in the present. It's going to be a present-day advancement of the storyline of Watchmen, I guess.
So
remember we got those character
Yeah.
descriptions like a month ago, and we're like, who are these characters? We don't recognize them. They're all new characters.
there's going to be, if Night Owl is alive, say,
Yes.
he's going to be like 60 odd.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Okay.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah, I don't mind that.
I quite like it too.
Well, I think because we've talked about David Lindelof before and how he lost no good, but he crushed the leftovers.
Mm-hmm.
I know. I think where's Doomsday Clock at? Are they
I don't know.
delayed that?
I think they've delayed it. They have delayed it. I don't know how
I'm just
many
googling
issues
it
are
now
out.
because there's been 3.
Yeah,
There's
but I
been-
think this is going to be unrelated. I mean,
4.
obviously they won't be able to integrate the DC characters in.
Yeah.
So maybe this is set in between Watchmen and Doomsday Clock.
But Doomsday Clock is set in like 92 or something.
Yeah,
isn't it?
right.
I think you could just say it's not connected.
Yeah.
Or all that stuff happened and
For sure. And now
then
everything's fine.
Everything's fine or whatever.
Yeah.
But it also doesn't have to be a definite. It could be a sequel to the movie universe.
Correct, yeah.
Even so,
Yeah.
it's
We could do that thing where we just go, there can be 2.
there can be 2.
There can be 2.
Happy birthday!
It takes
Mason.
2. Thank
Yeah.
you.
That's the next issue number 5 is out on May 30.
Okay.
Yeah. How do I feel about that again? I don't remember.
Look, I
have to reread it more.
Yeah, I was on board initially.
Yeah, me too.
And then I think the integration of the DC universe is kind of... I would have much preferred to just be I never thought I'd say it, but I would much prefer it just to be a standalone
Yeah,
Watchmen sequel.
I agree.
Which I never thought I'd say, but here it is. Combining it, the crossover with the DC universe has kind of made it a bit silly for me.
It's weak
I don't
as
know.
balls.
Yeah, it's weak as balls.
Okay, good.
Mm-hmm.
Mason, our other sponsor this week is Away Travel.
Yeah.
Which is,
Finally.
they're really great. And I'll
They're
tell you
really-
why, Mason.
Tell me why.
First of all,
Tell me why.
they were founded by 2 friends from New York
Tell me why.
who found themselves at JFK with dead phones.
Great. No, I'm done with the bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Delayed flights and a bright idea, luggage with power. Thus, the Away carry-on was born. So basically what they do, they make luggage, good, stylish
It
luggage.
is so good. It's got a good spin to it.
It's got a great spin to it.
That's
The wheels are...
You pop up the little handle.
Yeah.
We got some. They
And
sent us some
it's not
stuff.
all rickety. You know,
No, it's
sometimes
not-
you get
yeah.
a weird rickety handle.
What you do? They sent us a carry-on.
I'm too
each.
excited for this.
Yeah,
I
I know,
sound
right?
like
You pop up the handle. What you do, and then you grab and you spin it.
Yeah.
and it's got a good spin to it.
Absolutely.
That's a mark of a quality.
Yeah, well, because they use high-quality materials while offering a much lower price because you'll never guess how they do that, Mason.
Cut out the middleman.
You're absolutely correct.
Look, what I think we've learned throughout the course of this podcast is there's nothing better than a couple of guys
Yep.
cutting out the middleman
Yep.
and doing it on their own.
Because they had a problem with a thing.
Had a problem with a thing. With us, it was, how do we get ourselves on television? We're too ugly for television. And we're like, we'll cut out the middleman. We'll do a podcast.
Yeah,
with
that's the middleman,
The
isn't it?
middleman is the visuals, which nobody wants. But they've cut out the middleman, and I think it's great.
That's right. So they've got a variety of colours and sizes. There's the carry-on, the bigger carry-on, the medium, or the large for extended stays.
Yeah.
I've got the carry-on with a pocket.
Yeah, for like laptops or documents and
Yeah,
stuff.
and which I don't know if you've ever travelled, Mason, because you know I have. Obviously,
Oh,
I'm a man
God,
of the world.
Jesus, here we go.
When you've got your passport and your tickets and everything, and they're often too big for regular pockets.
They are.
And when that turned up, I'm like, that is like
You
you'd
know
think you'd think that would be.
This is the
an
thing about
obvious
this.
thing.
This is what they've
I mean,
done
it is
here
an obvious thing.
with this product. And you might get to it in a second, but what they've done with this is they've done a couple of things that you're like, why haven't we
Yeah.
done that years? Like, you know how now with a car they put the petrol cap on a chain so
Yes.
you can't lose it. I'm like, why didn't they do that 50 years ago? How many petrol caps have I lost? Anyway,
How many have you lost?
a couple. Sometimes I leave them on the roof of my car. Anyway, the point is, and then I drive off.
I know.
And somebody's run over it.
Yeah.
later. Yeah. Anyway, the point is they've done the document wallet. Then they've also done a charger. It's a battery pack in the case.
Yeah, and it surprised me because I forgot they charged. And when I pulled up the handle,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
little battery pack popped up.
Yeah, yeah.
And I went, Of course.
Exactly. They've got there. It's got. Let's say you can. It's got like it's 10,000 milliamp hours, which is a lot. You can charge your laptop. It's got 2 outputs.
You can charge your a smartphone 5 times on it.
Phone, laptop, tablets. One of those little fans. You
can
know
cook
those
it- you can
USB-powered
cook an-
fans?
cook an egg on a little
Cook an
hot-
egg on a
on the
little
stove.
USB-powered hot plate.
Yeah.
It'd be great. And you can pop it out.
Yep.
So if you want to charge it at your house or whatever, you can. Sometimes they want you to take it out when you check baggage, so you can pop it out and take it with you.
Absolutely, you can.
So
yeah, that's right.
Oh, it's so good.
All suitcases are made with German polycarbonate, unrivaled in strength and impact resistance, and also very lightweight. That's very true. They're TSA approved in terms of the combination lock built into the bag, also so to prevent theft. Very good.
I got the dark green one. Primo.
I got the black one.
Mwah.
Oh, there you go. This is the thing you like. 4 360-degree spinner wheels guaranteed for a smooth old ride.
They're so smooth.
Yeah, that's
They're
it.
not lying.
Oh, so good. They also have a lifetime warranty, so if anything breaks, they'll fix it or replace it. And there's a 100-day trial. Live with it, vibe with it, travel with it, Instagram it.
Hello.
And if at any point you're like, I don't like this, you can return it for a full refund, and there's no questions asked.
And they've got all sorts of cool accessories and stuff. You can
Yeah.
put in everything slots in.
Yeah.
Which is good. If you want to separate all your tees in your underpants.
Yeah.
Or if you want to put in like a suit carrier, they sell them all. You just clip it in. It's amazing.
It's great.
Yeah.
There's also free shipping on any away orders within the lower 48 states, so if you're in the US. And the carry-on sizes are compliant with all major US airlines while maximizing the amount you can pack. So that's very exciting. Here we go, Mason.
I'm ready.
Okay, we've got actually $20 off a suitcase if you visit awaytravel.com/weeklyplanet and use promo code weeklyplanet during checkout. I have to say this twice, but I don't mind, Mason. For $20 off a suitcase, visit awaytravel.com/weeklyplanet and use promo code weeklyplanet, one word, during checkout.
And they're a good price anyway.
Yeah,
so
they are a
that's-
good
that's
price. Yeah,
bargain.
I don't know. I like the sponsors that we have, and it was nice when this one turned up. I'm like,
Agreed.
this is a good one.
Yeah.
yeah. Because sometimes we sell crap.
No, disagree.
Not true.
Anyway, away
We-
travel.
we turned down a lot of crap. Yeah.
Away travel. I want it that way. That's their slogan.
It's true.
Yeah. Mhm.
Mason, we have to talk about Solo, or Star Wars journey, story, adventure, whatever it's called. We're going to do non-spoilers and spoilers. It's pretty... there's not really anything you can spoil, and then there's a massive thing you can spoil.
That's very true.
So we'll steer clear of that until the spoiler section.
Mm-hmm.
But if... You could probably feel safe-ish to hang around until then, I guess. There's
yeah,
not
for
really...
sure. Yeah, I mean, there's not... This is... We know where Solo... We know where Han Solo, the character, ends up.
Yeah, dead.
Yep. So, I mean, there's not a lot to spoil in this.
No.
There's some twists and turns, but, you know.
But
Yeah.
are there?
Yep.
Yeah, I guess so. Do you want me to talk box office?
Yeah.
Okay, so the initial reports were this is going to have 130 to 150 million US opening, which is a great opening by any standards.
Mm-hmm.
But there's been some more reports coming out, Mason, that it's going to be as low as 110. or
Yuck.
potentially
Why
lower.
even bother?
Well, that's the thing, because this is the most expensive. That dog is really...
Right, you're going mad, dog.
Grub.
Sit down. Just sit down. And you never know what she's going to do either. She might flip out. I'm
Nah,
pinning
she
you,
doesn't.
dog.
She doesn't flip out.
Okay, stay there, dog.
So yeah, this is the most expensive Star Wars movie, ever made.
Is it really?
At $245 million. Last Jedi was 219.
Wow.
But the reason is because
Reshoots?
they reshot 70% of it.
Right.
I think they probably thought initially, we could probably do this one on the cheap.
Yeah,
compared
for sure.
to-
Yeah.
But when you... Yeah, I think they were thinking for this spin-off, because it doesn't look more spectacular than a lot of other Star Wars films.
No.
So I think they were thinking, we'll do a relatively cheaper one and we'll
We'll
turn a
Dead-
little
we'll
bit of a
Deadpool
profit.
this.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
it still probably would have cost $200 million regardless,
Sure, yeah.
because there's a lot of costumes. There's also a lot of costumes, but the room's quite smoky, so you can't really see them regardless. But yeah, I don't know. It's interesting the way this is opening, because there's a lot of positivity behind it.
Uh-huh.
I think because maybe it returns to kind of a lot of the Star Wars stuff that people are familiar with.
Correct.
But also a lot of people are saying empty midnight screenings, like barely full. Like you went to a session last night.
I went to a late
6
one.
people.
And it was there was like 6 people in it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
which is kind
And
of...
this was a Saturday.
This was a Saturday, yeah, which is kind of unheard of. But look, I just think it's weird that you're going to tell us what the story was. Do you want me to do it because it's your birthday?
No, I'll do it. Here we go. All right. Han Solo's back, baby.
He's back!
He survived that lightsaber blade to the chest, and he's got a new look and a new attitude.
It shot him through time.
And now he's decided he's going to become a smuggler.
He's gonna
What was
do
he
it.
before? Who knows? a diplomat or something. But now he's gonna get a new Wookiee co-pilot, and he's
About
gonna
time.
go on some adventures.
He doesn't care if that Wookiee's got a different name. He's going to call him the same name as the other one.
That's right. He's going to get a new love.
Yeah.
Princess Leia, she's a weird ghost torpedo flying through space. He's not on board with that. Let's do it. Nah, this is actually a Han Solo prequel.
It is.
This is set before episode 4.
By like 8 years.
Something like that, yeah.
So, which makes him about 27.
Nice. Good
Though he
age.
seems he might be a bit younger.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
My initial fear about this movie was that it was going to segue directly into Star Wars.
It's pretty clear of that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Looks like there's at least a couple of movies they might try and fit in, or different movies between now and then. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. I just think this movie is like the cinematic equivalent of just a low hum. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You know what I mean? Just
I get it. Yeah.
Not super unpleasant.
Uh-huh.
But just a bit of nothing.
Right.
It's for me. It's the very definition of just a movie.
Interesting. Here's
What
the
about-
thing.
yeah.
Here's the thing. This movie, I don't think was surprising to me in any way.
And some of it was bad. Sorry, go on.
Okay, right. And I don't think Alden Ehrenreich looks or sounds anything like Han Solo.
He's got the gun, Mason.
But I really enjoyed this movie. I had a really good time with this movie.
You're a real sack of shit.
I know,
You know
right?
who else really enjoyed this movie?
Who?
My brother, the one you don't like.
No.
Do you think, though, that could be a result of you'd heard it was no good and then...
Maybe my expectations weren't low,
Yeah.
but I think they were like, okay, all of Han Solo's character development is going to be handed to us on a platter. It's going to be exactly.
There was a lot of that,
There was
though.
a bit of that, but I think there were enough twists in it that
Yeah.
I was okay with that.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
All right.
Weird, right?
I'm surprised.
Yeah. I think the performances were good.
That's the thing, though. I think it is cast
Yep.
very well.
Uh-huh.
I think that's not the problem with this film at all.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about the cast? Well,
Yeah.
so I thought he did a really good job as young
I think his
Han
mannerisms
Solo.
are Han Solo.
The voices,
Not. I don't think it's accurate at all.
no, but I don't think it's supposed to be, really.
Yeah, for sure.
I think there's moments like certain words and the certain way he phrases things.
Yeah.
Donald Glover is closer to Lando.
I think so,
But
too.
also, they're both very different from both of those characters.
Yeah, I mean, you weren't really
Yeah.
good, unless you got, and again, a lot of people were clamoring for like an impressionist to be,
No,
or a
I
mimic
think
to
that's-
take these roles,
Yeah.
but I don't think that would have worked at all.
No. I mean, he looked enough like him, like
Yep.
he's kind of lithe, like
Yes.
that, like Han
That's
Solo
70s
was.
lithe, yeah, that's true.
So he's got that going for him. But you know, what I thought was really good. I thought the guy who plays Chewie
Yes.
is really, really bloody dead on. Also, because
Jutum Scrumplebaum or whatever his name is.
Yes.
He's German.
yeah, he is. It's something like that.
You know what
I
maybe
don't think he's
swayed me a
German.
little bit is I watched some interviews with the cast on YouTube, and they
Is
were
this
all
the
just,
answering questions.
I
from
saw one of
Groening?
those,
Yeah.
and that was very charming.
Yeah.
And I saw a couple of Donald Glover and Phoebe Waller-Bridge,
Yeah,
who
right.
plays the droid.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, these guys are really charming. This
They
is
are.
fun.
I agree.
This is fun. And yeah, they did the wide interview with the autocompletes.
Yes.
And they paired up
Julian Scrumple Blount.
yeah, Amelia Clarke and Chewie
Yeah.
together. It was fun.
And they were really fun together. Yeah. And it's weird because she's like 5'2".
She's 5'2", he's 7 foot tall.
100 feet tall.
Yeah, right,
100 feet
exactly.
tall or whatever. But no, I thought, even though as well cast as it was, and it's well acted, I thought a lot of the humor for the screen, I've seen it twice.
yes.
People weren't laughing.
I
at any of it.
nobody. There were a couple of laughs, but I think there. And again, I didn't see it at a full cinema.
Yeah.
But I were like, okay, those parts are supposed to be the funny bits.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I see how that would in a full cinema, maybe of really enthusiastic people. I'd see how that would be like people would laugh, but they didn't. Is what you're saying?
The only joke I think is particularly funny
Yeah.
is there's a clip of it released where Han Solo threatens a band of marauders,
Yeah.
and then the ship, and then the threat that's supposed to happen can't.
Yeah, right.
And there's a weird kind of pause. I think that's a good joke.
Sure, right.
But other than that, it's mostly just like, I don't think so, buddy, or whatever. You know,
Okay.
it's a lot of
But
that.
I don't know. I thought it was wittier than that. I just didn't think. I don't know. Maybe the structure of the movie didn't.
Yeah.
People weren't expecting those sort of jokes. Maybe.
But I think also, it doesn't have to be funny. Like the original Star Wars, it's humorous. I wouldn't even say a lot of these jokes fall flat.
yes.
because the original Star Wars, they're not gags.
Yeah.
It's just funny little situations that happen among...
bumbling.
Yeah, bumbling.
Bumbling around
So
prison blocks.
It's probably got more in common with original Star Wars in that sense than it does with, say, some of the humor in The Last Jedi about your mum's ugly hucks or whatever. Like, there's none of that.
I did feel I did feel a lot of episode 4 vibes to this.
Yeah.
Funny situations and so forth.
Sure.
I was not, going into this, I was not enthused at all.
Yeah.
Like the opening scene, to me, there was a lot of like weird 80-yard dialogue.
Yeah.
Of like, hey, we're orphans living on an orphan planet. What are we doing? What a terrible life we live, kind of thing. And and I didn't feel, I was like, oh, this is not going to be good.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it redeemed itself. Like 25 minutes in, I feel.
I found that because there's a chase sequence at the start.
Yes.
It's like a speeder chase.
Mm-hmm.
Did it feel slow to you? Like physically slow?
Yeah, I mean, it felt slip-slidey,
Yeah.
certainly. But I
Because-
think that worked because it's a...
I mean, I'm not expecting pod racing, but he made
Yeah.
Rush. Have you ever seen Rush, the Formula One movie?
Oh, yeah, right. Uh-huh.
It's great.
Okay.
But then again, maybe all this stuff was shot. That stuff was shot prior.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But I feel like I never got any sense of speed with the pod racing chase sequence. It just felt like moving, flashing lights to
Yeah,
me. And I
okay.
think this did feel like real vehicles moving around.
I just think it
like
could've-
they
could've been
have an interesting model of physics. Like because they're speeders, they don't have wheels.
Yeah.
I know. I
They
felt it
can
worked.
drift a corner.
They can drift.
Yeah, fair enough, yeah.
And there was, and I think, and that was consistent, and it worked. And there were bits where they would take corners, but they didn't take corners like a car would or a pod racer would. They took corners like hovercrafts,
Yeah, like a Marty McFly would
like a Marty McFly would. Yeah,
on a horse in Back to the Future 3. Yeah, it's a good movie. I think, though, getting back to the cast,
yes,
I quite liked Emilia Clarke.
Yes.
I wasn't sure whether I would because everything I've seen her outside of Game of Thrones, I'm like, I don't know, is she even a good actor? But I thought she was really good in this and really compelling. I really liked Woody Harrelson because he's just being Woody Harrelson.
yeah, for sure.
I didn't like...
He's one of those guys who's just. He's one of those guys that just flew under the radar being a good actor for a long time,
Yeah.
and I didn't notice. Then I'm like, oh, actually, he's like John Goodman.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, oh, yeah.
He kind of has that Harrison Ford, like, real-life vibe of not really giving a shit about Star
Yeah, right,
Wars
uh-huh.
and being in it and being like, this is a dumb world and nothing makes sense. And I hate
I may as well
everything.
be on some sort of ride.
Yeah. So I got that kind of sense from him. And I quite liked the villain. I thought Paul Bettany was really good.
Yeah, same.
He replaced Michael K. Williams, who was going to be like a cat man or something.
Okay.
So they reshot all of that with
Right,
Paul
okay.
Bettany. But I thought he was...
Michael K. Williams of The Wire.
Yeah, The Wire, yeah. I thought he was great.
Yeah.
Like, really, like, 1 minute he'd be, threatening you with a knife, and then the next minute he's like, we should do this again sometime.
Yeah,
This
right.
is great.
Yeah.
I thought that was
he's
really
a,
good.
He's a lunatic who's trying to maintain the pretense that he's just a or maybe
jovial party boy
He's
or
a
whatever.
jovial party boy businessman.
Yeah.
But also he's a lunatic underneath. And I like the idea that he's a gangster and he's a bad guy, but he's trying to make a good go at this.
Yeah, right,
And his
yeah.
only problem, if he wasn't this deranged lunatic, he'd be doing fine. But
Yes.
it's just he's got this little problem that flies off the handle every once in a while.
Absolutely.
I liked all the character designs as well, and he has like a signature weapon which I enjoyed a
Yeah,
lot.
right. Vibro blades, potentially?
I guess so.
I don't know, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't like the new droid.
I did
Just
like the new
another
droid.
sassy droid.
Oh,
Look,
sassy
it's
in
a
the
sassy-
vein of K2SO.
Yeah, just like, they don't follow the rules. This isn't a droid like you'd expect, but they're all like that. Like, they're all, like, R2-D2's a sassy droid.
Yeah, but-
Chopper's a sassy droid. K2SO's a sassy droid. And,
Hang on, who was the middle one that was a sassy droid?
he's from Rebels.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
No idea.
Mm.
But I don't know. But she's sassy in a different way.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
Yeah, that's
Didn't
right.
Didn't care for it, Mason.
Fair enough. I liked her a lot.
Yeah. What else? I think, isn't she seems very nice in real life,
That's true.
but no.
No, okay, right. Okay,
I'm
then.
just done with
That's
sassy
fair enough.
droids.
Yep.
Yeah. But what else we got here? I did actually like his crew. Beckett's crew.
Tandy Newton from
Tandy
Westworld,
Newton
yeah?
and a monkey voiced by Jon Favreau.
yeah.
I thought they were really great.
Same.
Yeah. But hey, that's life, isn't it?
And I also think in terms of action sequences,
Yeah.
there was some. There's one that's like set in war. Like there's a wartime action sequence
It's
which was
way
really.
too brief.
You
I
should
feel.
think it should have been longer.
Yes.
Okay. Right.
That and the train heist were quite good.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else is just muddy kind of like there's a bit where they run into they go to Kessel and
Yes.
there's a heist. It's in the trailers and they got to get a thing or whatever. The other thing, the storyline of this is it's very basic and it feels like Rebels, because Rebels is always like, we have to get the thing because we got to power the thing, and so we got to put on a uniform and pretend to go in and get.
Okay.
It's just that.
Here's the thing, though. I acknowledge that it is, but I guess the difference between you and me is
Beards.
But also that I don't have plot. Like I don't have an overload of that plot.
Yeah, sure.
Like are you up to date on? Do you
I've
watch
seen it
mostly?
all.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
We'll see. Maybe because you have to watch like that episodic thing has been drilled into you. You're like, oh, it's another one of these. But since I don't watch any of those,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I like it's nice to have these epic quests and all this this high Star Wars adventure broken up by like, hey, we're gonna get a thing and go to the thing.
So there's kind of two heisty moments. The train one's quite good. The second one is just. That's supposed to be Kessel, right? Well, it is Kessel. And they've talked about
legendary
Kessel.
Kessel.
I mean, it's showed up in Rebels and whatever, but we haven't seen it in live action. And they just land, and it's a cave and like 7 ponds. And that's it. Like, there's no... I feel like a lot of these scenes, there's no scope to them. The way it's shot is very... Like, there's some... I think it opens up more as the film goes on. And, like, it starts in kind of dingy, dark alleys. And at the end, you're in big, wide open plains.
Right.
Like, I'm sure that's probably a deliberate choice. But a lot of it felt... Like that sequence in particular, just people just shooting each other in corridors and then running past a pond and then flying away or whatever.
I love ponds though.
Yeah, you love ponds. I know that. So I just think a lot of these action sequences and just sequences in general, and just like they'll walk into a room and it's just smoky and dark and you can't really see anything, which I guess is kind of what the first bar
That's
was
what I'm
like on
saying.
Tatooine.
Episode 4 vibes,
But
man.
I would say you even see like less of that a lot of the times. You know, so like it's supposed to have the most costumes and whatever of all time, but I didn't get the sense of that at all. It's just people in cloaks shrouded in darkness the entire time. They spent a lot of money for nothing. You could have just put Halloween store masks on everybody and you wouldn't have noticed, unless you're sitting with Lando.
But then I think there were some scenes that had some great costuming. I think.
I agree. Yeah, when you could see it.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's all about the little details, man.
Isn't it, Mason?
Yeah.
Maybe the reason I hated this film is because they vaguely hinted that Lando's pansexual and people are freaking out.
Right, yeah.
So he does have a weird relationship with the droid, which I guess we'll probably talk more about in spoilers. But who cares? Like, I always got the sense that
funny. Who cares?
Lando would have sex with anybody.
Yeah, for sure.
And people are flipping out that that's a bloody soy boy, whatever. But also, Disney didn't go all the way to make him definitively anything in the movie. It's like with Dumbledore being gay. You're gonna show him in the movie? Show that in the movies? No. But who cares? Like, you're not really you're just casually saying it on Twitter.
Yeah, right.
Who cares? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel if you're gonna do it, show it.
Yeah.
Don't just be like, oh, it feels like point scoring if you're like, well, actually, he what? But we'll show it then. I mean, if you want representation, if you want to pretend you're on board with representation, as corporations are.
Yes.
Right. But that's the thing. Like, a lot of people are like, oh, this company is they're just promoting diversity and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, well, but corporations will do it to score points.
Yeah.
But then their stuff is given to creators who really care a lot about that stuff. Like, so if it's like, well, they're just having African-American comic book characters now, whatever, just to cover the bases. Well, yeah, but then you get an African-American creator who really cares a lot about that and who makes a great story or whatever.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
That's
or Catwoman, whatever.
Maybe they make Catwoman, exactly. But yeah, I mean, if you want to say there's representation, don't do it in a way that's like, well, we've got plausible deniability.
Yeah.
He never actually does anything in the movie, so whatever.
Whatever, yeah. I mean, I always got this, like I said, though, that Lando would...
He wears a cape.
He wears a cape.
Who wears a cape now?
Who has so many capes?
So many capes.
He's got so many capes. What else, Mason, before we get into spoilers?
Let me think.
Actually, looking at this, I do have a lot of stuff I want to say in spoilers. So
Okay,
there's more
right.
spoiler
Let's
stuff
skip
then.
to spoilers.
Do you want to go spoilers?
All right. I think this is the best movie ever. I mean, it's not the best movie ever, but obviously I'm going to give it best movie
Man,
ever.
if I could just a movie this, I really would.
You can't, though. That's the rule.
But
not
also-
on my birthday.
Yeah, you're right. I think it's... Yeah, then I guess it's best. But I think it's one of those things where it's okay to have a movie like this.
Yep.
And also a movie like The Last Jedi.
Correct,
Like,
yes.
just something that's a bog standard movie. And then something that tries a little bit harder. And even if I think...
See, that's the thing. I think it did try a little bit harder than a...
Sorry, a bit more ambitious in terms of storytelling.
Oh, okay,
and,
right,
and
yeah,
things like
okay,
that,
that's
I should
fair enough.
say. Yeah, it's not that it doesn't feel half-assed.
No, I
should
think
say.
I think this is a very good example of a solid action movie.
Yeah.
Like it's not all of it makes sense more or less, and it's the action sequences I think are solid, the characters are solid. I felt for the characters when various bits and pieces were happening. So
Sure.
I think it's a good, like this is the baseline for I think a very good action movie.
What?
Yeah.
You've
that's right.
lost it,
No,
mate.
I think that's- I
You're
think it's
riding
true.
high on birthday cake or
Maybe
something.
I am, yeah.
No, but look, you're not alone.
Maybe you're riding low on you can't eat any carbs or sugar.
It's probably true.
Is that still happening?
Still happening.
All right.
3 weeks left. But
Jesus.
no, it's yeah, I don't disagree with.
Yeah.
Well, I do disagree with you from what I thought of it.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of people who feel exactly the same way.
Yeah,
as you,
look, and I'm a guy who also liked The Force Awakens and I liked The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
And I've hated a lot of other Star Wars properties in the past.
Sure.
I'm not going, well, I hated The Last Jedi, but I like this one because it's just like the ones I remember. Some of the ones that I remember aren't very good.
Yeah.
Well, I've thus far liked all the new ones.
I think this is the dullest of the new ones.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Where would you rank it if you had to rank the new ones?
I'm going to put Last Jedi at the top.
Yep.
Then I'm going to go Solo, Force Awakens, Rogue One.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're wrong, but that's okay.
That's fine.
Everyone's allowed to have an
Everyone's
opinion.
allowed to have a correct,
Yeah.
great opinion.
But I don't think it's also a terrible business model unless this is going to not do well.
yeah, right.
To do a bog standard one like this and then do something out there because it kind of keeps everybody happy.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Well,
Or no
it
one
doesn't.
happy.
Or no one happy, yeah.
Maybe in the end it's gonna please no one at all.
Yeah. Not everything has to be stakes, end of the universe and whatever,
Yeah.
which I think is also a good thing. Also, it's amazing that this isn't an incoherent nightmare.
That's very
It
true.
feels way more...
Yeah.
I didn't like it as much as Rogue One,
Uh-huh.
but it feels way more coherent.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Because as all Star Wars films do, they fire the director. So
Yes, that's right.
that's the
Yeah.
lay of the land. All right, let's do some spoilers.
Let's do spoilers.
There's time codes if you want to jump ahead. But there's also probably going to be spoilers just in the rest of this episode.
That's what we like to do.
So probably maybe give this one a skip. All right, okay, so you must have hated the bit where Han Solo got literally given his name, right? Where he goes to sign up for the Imperial Academy and the
Yep.
guy says, "What's your name?" And he goes, "I'm just by myself, my name's Han." Even though he has a dad, because he says it later in the film. He's throwing the name away, whatever. And
Maybe
the guy,
his dad doesn't have a name.
he must. But then the guy goes, "Oh, Han Solo." You're trying to escape the planet, first of all. Just say anything.
Yeah,
Just
right.
say Han Flugelborgen. It doesn't matter.
Right.
Say anything at
Exactly.
all.
Take a name from real life.
Yeah, that's
Flugenblagen, the guy who plays Chewbacca.
that's right.
Guess what? I didn't hate it.
And I guess anybody can just sign up for the Imperial Academy. They just walk up and go, "My name's John. What do you want to be?" "I'm no pilot." "No worries. Do you want to be John Flugenblagen?" "Yeah." "All right, here's your ID card. You can start flying next week."
Here's the thing. They're not that great at administration.
No shit.
Yeah. But also, they'll take anybody.
Yeah.
So they just want as much cannon fodder as they can get.
No, I understand that, but it just like any rebellion lunatic could get in there and just
Yeah.
crash a TIE fighter into the Emperor.
Uh-huh.
It doesn't make any sense to me that they wouldn't even slightly check. Also, they knew a guy got loose in there.
That's true.
I mean, they grabbed some guy by mistake, though, didn't they? Or
They did,
whatever.
yeah, that's true, yeah.
I just thought that was absolute insanity
Uh-huh.
that a guy with no last name showed up and they just let him fly spaceships.
But I mean, that's the thing. Like, this universe isn't a universe where everybody's got a name, a middle name, a surname, a social security number, and whatever.
No.
it's a lawless universe. So I think you could be a guy with no name, but because of their admin, they have to put in a last name. Maybe there's a whole bunch of Solos out there. Maybe that's just their default. Maybe what if his name was Han Blank
Sure.
Yeah.
In the books,
of no fixed address?
the original books.
Yes.
He gets his retinas changed and he has like multiple IDs and different personalities and all sorts of shit and he ends up using his real name Han Solo to get into the Empire, but he's got like 3 that he's been using and he robs a bank with one and does a bunch of other shit. But here you could just say anything apparently. I thought you would hate that.
Nope, don't mind
Han
it.
Solo.
Nah.
I'll just call you Han Solo. Call him Han alone. Call him Han by himself. Call
by
him
himself.
Han no friends.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Han hasn't got a family. That's what they could call him.
What about Haven't Got a Family?
Haven't got a family. Yeah,
Haven't
for
got a-
sure. Yeah. No, I thought it was fine with it. Look, I'm swept up in the magic, all right?
That was the
What's
bit you didn't even like in the movie.
Which bit?
The start.
No, I didn't like the start, where the kids are like, I got an extra portion because of blah, blah, blah.
I didn't mind that.
I hated that.
I
So
like
that's the
the
thing.
weird, like sunburnt worm or whatever.
Yeah.
Like just a weird creature living in a pond that you just got to work
I didn't mind
for.
the sunburnt worm. I just didn't hate the little orphan kids.
There's barely any of that.
No, but that's what I'm
Okay,
saying.
fair enough. The other thing is, so Lando's robot that he had sex with?
No, I think the implication in this movie is that the droid has had sex with humans before, and he wants to have sex with her, but they haven't done it yet.
Right, okay,
Yeah,
sure.
I think they've just got a platonic relationship, and he has a crush on her.
Great, good on him.
Yeah.
So,
Because she's like, no, it works.
yeah, and they're friends, right?
Yep.
And he loves her or whatever, and when she dies, spoiler alert, he's really broken up. Mm-hmm. And then they just put him he puts them in a ship, so she's
Yep.
trapped in a computer forever, and then he just loses the ship to
And then he's
another
okay
guy.
with it, yeah,
He's
right.
not like, can I get my robot out of this computer that I'm in
Yeah.
love with?
Uh-huh.
Nah.
Maybe he does, though.
I don't, no, he doesn't, because in Empire Strikes Back, C-3PO is talking to the computer.
And he says she's got a
he's like, there's
foul
something
mouth.
wrong with your computer,
It's got a
mate.
foul mouth. I thought that was a fun Easter egg, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And so he says peculiar dialect.
Maybe he gets a copy out. Maybe he gets a copy later.
Mate,
I don't know.
but she's still trapped in there.
Yeah, I know.
Black Mirror style.
Maybe she's enjoying her
Destroyed
time
who
there.
wanted to be free
Maybe she's
from
maybe this
human
is,
constraints.
Maybe this is the ultimate freedom.
What, being in a ship piloted by
By
a
Han
lunatic?
Solo, yeah. No, I don't know.
Piloted by Han, no friends.
Yeah, by Han.
Ridic. Okay, so you know what I didn't mind?
What's
I didn't
that?
mind the sabacc stuff, right?
Right, okay.
There's two tournaments. One where Lando cheats, and
Yeah.
the second one where it's in a weird rainforest in a
And
cave.
he can't cheat
And he can't
because
cheat
Han's
'cause
got one over on him, yeah.
I mean, it's also very obvious that he's got the cards up his sleeve. Like it's blindingly obvious, and everyone's just sitting around this round table, just looking at each other's cards. There's people like around.
Yeah,
You
right.
could have a guy standing behind the person you're supposed to be, and he's just giving you hand signals.
Yeah, right.
For-
Han
hand
signals.
signals for what kind of sabacc cards
That's
you've
true.
got or whatever.
Well, it's the honor system, man.
But also,
That's why Lando's so good at it, because he defies the
He's
odds.
a cheat.
He's a cheat, and everybody else is very honourable.
and why are we building up the dice for these legendary dice that he won the Millennium Falcon with?
Yeah, right.
Did you see him take them off the chain and roll them in the game at all?
No, never.
What are we doing here?
Aren't they just his dice?
No, because there's like visual dictionaries where it's like, these are the dice that he won the Millennium Falcon with.
Well, guess what? Now they're not. He won a sabacc game. Look, and what I appreciate.
No, but he always won it with sabacc.
What I appreciate is they never explain how sabacc works.
You didn't want a bit of
I don't want their long explanation of how it works. I just they
get the green card and you
they
win.
effectively showed this fun, thrilling game of sabacc, and they didn't have to explain the
Yeah.
rules. They were just like full sabacc.
Yeah, I'm okay with
you
that.
bitches.
Yeah, because it's not the movie where to do a casino royale breakdown of what cards mean what.
Yep, exactly.
You don't need any of that.
Exactly
But no,
right.
I didn't mind that. Here's another dumb thing in this dumb film, Mason.
I'm ready for it.
So Chewie has a life debt to Han,
Yes.
even though he mostly helped Han escape the mud pit.
Right.
He knocked down the big post.
But Chewie didn't have the plan.
Yeah, but Han didn't have the muscle. Like they did it
But
together.
Chewie didn't have a way off the planet.
But then he was also going to leave at one point. So is the life debt still coming?
Maybe.
Because
That's
there's
the
a
thing,
moment
yeah.
where he's going to bugger off.
Well, he never says, I owe you a life debt, does he?
No.
So maybe it's coming up.
Maybe
There's
it's-
time for more adventures, mate.
It just feels like they're just more mates.
Yeah.
Which I'm
also,
okay
maybe
with.
Chewbacca's dumb.
He seems kind of dumb.
Maybe he's
No,
like...
he can fly. He's quite...
maybe he's just good at flying.
He's a banging pilot as well.
Yeah.
Remember in
The bang and bod.
the bang and bod in The Last Jedi?
Yes.
When he flies through the crystal caves or whatever.
Uh-huh.
He's killing it.
Yeah, I
he's
know.
a great pilot.
Yeah.
He should fly all the time.
Absolutely
Not
he
just
should.
sit there and just scream.
Yeah,
whatever he
that's true,
normally
yeah.
does. Yeah. I liked it that he looked thinner.
Because he's younger, yeah.
He's younger and he's been in a mud pit.
Yeah, for sure.
I was speaking to David, who I saw the movie with, who I see at a few screenings, and he was like, was Chewbacca just eating people in that pit?
Good question. Must have been.
He must have
Are
been.
they, I always assumed they were vegetarians who just tore
I
people's
don't
arms
think
off.
they are.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
Guess
Because
he's-
remember the bit in Return of the Jedi where there's that dead animal on a stick and Chewie's like, I'm going to get it.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay.
So remember that, Mason?
Mhm, I do remember it now.
Yeah. I just thought it was a kind of underwhelming pairing of the two of them.
I thought it was all right. I thought it was good. I think there's time for those characters to develop, if indeed there are any sequels to this.
Yeah, sure.
What else did I like in this? Oh yeah, I liked. We talked about it. I liked Dryden's weird lightsaber knife things.
Sure.
They were fun.
Vibro blades?
Were they vibro blades?
I don't know.
I think they were just lightsaber things.
Yeah.
I liked the fact that they put in a little Terrace Kasai reference.
Ah,
That
so
was fun.
good. I enjoyed that a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. Is that an official? Is that official canon? Except other than in the Masters of Terrace Kasai, the video
it's in,
game.
I think Prince Shiz or Zeiss or whatever you call him can do
Do
it.
Terrace
I think it's in,
Kasai.
I think it's in
right.
Shadows of the Empire. Yeah.
What else was good?
That's a great game, though.
No, it's not though.
You're right.
Yeah, you're thinking of anything else.
I'm thinking of other games.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what about the bit how the Lando's Falcon, it's quite sexy and sleek, and then Han just chips away at it for 15 minutes.
And it's
then it
completely
just-
wrecked?
And then it just looks like his version of it.
I think that's great. I enjoyed that too.
You don't think they should have done like, he's just a grubby monster, and he just, over time, he's just not cleaned it and just got the dish knocked off.
No, I
and-
love the fact that they wrecked it straight away,
Yeah, I
and
didn't
he's
mind
just
that
never
either.
cleaned it for 30 years.
Yeah.
I think that's great.
Yeah, I didn't mind that either. I just wanted to know what you thought.
Yeah.
Did you like the bit how he forced himself on a woman in the Millennium Falcon?
No, but I mean that's classic Han, isn't it?
It's very classic, huh?
Yeah.
What do you think about that Amelia Clarke twist, though?
I didn't mind it actually.
Yeah, I
It was
didn't mind
good.
it either. I thought it was... I mean, the Woody Harrelson twist was blindingly obvious because he kept telling Han Solo not to trust anybody.
anyone. But then I kind of enjoyed that. It was a throwback to like your Indiana Joneses or whatever. And then there was a plan and a betrayal and a counter betrayal.
Yep,
That
I
was
didn't
good.
mind any of
I
that.
liked
That's
it.
all fine.
Yeah.
That's all fine.
And then he was like, "Don't improvise," but then he did improvise.
He had to improvise.
Yeah.
I remember that
Yeah.
bit as well, Mason.
Look, I feel like they went, okay, we've got to include the blaster, we've got to include the Kessel Run, and we've got to include the whatever. And I think I was expecting it to be much more rote than it was, but I enjoyed all of those things. Also, what I did enjoy is that he got the scar,
No, he didn't.
didn't he?
He already had it.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But we don't know how he got it.
No, well, I like that too. But you didn't mind him getting given his name and also getting, like, someone throws him his gun.
No, I'm okay with it
What
now.
are you even talking
I
about?
don't know, maybe it's because it was Woody Harrelson doing it, and I liked Woody Harrelson's character.
You've talked about before that you didn't like that in the trailers.
I know!
You're allowed to change your opinion though, aren't you?
Thank you. Maybe I'll change it again tomorrow.
I hope so, Mason.
And then I'll let you
to
know.
even better.
Even better, yeah.
I was going to say something about something. I quite like the Jon Favreau monkey.
Yep. mhm.
I thought it was a shame that he kind of got killed off early with Tandy Newton, who I also liked.
What did you like or did you not like some of the other references like Bosk or
No, I like, that's my, I think that's the kind of stuff I like as opposed to, like, there's a bunch of stuff in the background of Dryden Boss's chamber. There's like, it's in my Easter egg video, but there's like the Indiana Jones gold idol, and there's a bunch of stuff from Star Wars Legends in there.
okay.
But then in like Rogue One, they're like, look, it's the guy from the Mos Eisley Cantina. We
Yeah,
ran
right.
into him. Like, come on.
Yeah, right, okay.
So I like those little things.
because
like
some people feel like that makes it seem like a small universe.
No, I
But
can
like it.
imagine Bosk being in a.
Yeah, he's
like
a known guy.
Yeah, if you're a guy like that and you work in the underworld, you'd know the other guys.
got a
like
weird
that.
mole lizard head.
Yeah, you got a mole
You're
lizard head.
well known.
You don't wear shoes or boots.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, he's good on him.
Mm-hmm.
No, and there's there's references to other characters. Lando thanks
The Academy.
Beckett, thanks the Academy. Thanks Beckett for killing Aura Singh,
Mm-hmm.
who's a character who showed up briefly in Phantom Menace and then shows up in the Clone Wars.
Speaking of characters that show up in the Phantom Menace, I like that. I like that appearance.
It's not
Darth Maul.
it's not a bad inclusion.
Yep.
But it's ridiculous for multiple reasons.
I think
Why did you like it?
I think the execution was bad.
Yeah.
But I love the fact that the Crimson Dawn he was behind it.
Agreed.
I don't know if he's still I guess he's not a Sith anymore. Is he still a
He's
Sith?
dead.
What do you
he
mean?
dies like 3 years later. Obi-Wan kills him.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, because it's out of continuity. Well, guess what? They changed the continuity again.
No. In this continuity...
Oh, he's still alive.
He's dead.
Right.
In Star Wars Rebels, he turns up.
Yep.
And he goes to find Obi-Wan
and there's
Kenobi.
the big build up, and then
and
Obi-Wan kills him straight away.
Yeah.
How does he kill him?
Just cuts him.
How?
There's like 2 swings,
Yeah.
and then he just kills him.
How does he
immediately.
kill him though? Like, I mean, specifically, does he cut him like?
No, he dies. He's dead.
Huh.
I mean, it would be bizarre if he turned up again.
Did he have the robot legs?
Yes.
Okay.
But what does happen? So basically,
Didn't occur to me, and I remember it. I remember that happening, but
that's the thing, though. If they hadn't have brought him up in Rebels,
Yeah.
this is great.
Yes.
Because from this, you could have then spun off into the Obi-Wan movie, the Boba Fett movie, all these things upcoming, which you can still do. But now we know that Darth Maul definitively dies in a cartoon in the desert in 3 years or whatever.
Wait, so hang on. So is he already dead in this continuity?
He's dead. Yes.
So he died 3 years ago
No, he dies about 3 to 4 years after this.
after Solo.
Yes.
Oh, that's fine then.
But then there's
That's fine. They haven't broken the continuity.
No,
He's
no,
still
they
got
haven't
3
broken
years.
it, no.
He's still got 3 years to do a lot of damage.
No,
That's
they
what
haven't
I'm
broken
saying.
the continuity, but it's also, at that point, there's no Crimson Dawn. He's not working for anybody. He's a weird hermit hanging out on Dathomir, which
Yeah,
he
yeah.
mentions, like a
Okay.
weird Sith planet.
Yeah.
So, and
Well, that's fine. I thought you were saying that he had I thought you were saying he died in Rebels, and then they
no,
brought
no.
him back for this, which would make no sense. But I think that's fine because what you have to do, you can then the sequel is if there's a sequel, maybe the Fett movie or whatever.
Yeah.
You have Han or Fett
Yeah.
destroy the Crimson Dawn, and then he's a guy with nothing left.
but you can't have Han destroy it because he's never seen any magic or whatever.
How do you mean?
Also, because in A New Hope, he's like, I've seen weird slug monsters in space doing a Kessel run, but I've never seen the Force.
Okay.
So you can't have that happen.
Maybe can
They should have brought back Dooku. Just a severed head on spider legs.
Oh, that'd be so good.
Yeah.
Do we see Darth Maul do a lot of Force stuff in
Yeah,
Rebels?
he can do all that, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh, I don't know.
But he's clearly been like stripped of his powers, or he's like of all his influence or whatever. Because basically he starts a criminal organization. I talk about this in my Easter egg video in more detail. Because he hates, because he wants to go back with the Emperor. He wants to get back together with him.
Oh, yeah, I
And the
understand.
Emperor's like, no.
No.
And so he
I've got a new boy now.
I've got a new...
It's Count Dooku.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And so he creates this criminal empire.
Yes.
To rival the Empire.
And is that mentioned at all in Rebels?
No.
Okay.
So somewhere between... He kind of loses it in Clone Wars, but I guess he doesn't.
Right.
Also, I love the bit where he takes his hood off and then he lights up his lightsaber.
That was
just in case you
didn't
didn't
know.
get it.
Yeah, no, I was going to say that. I was on board. I'm like, this is amazing. But then when he lit it up, I'm like, we get it. He's got robot legs, and it's obvious. He's the only guy in the universe that we've seen who looks like this.
Except
I
for
know there's others.
Savage Oppressed.
I know there's others, but he's the only one we've seen in the movies in the universe who looks like this. It's very obviously Darth Maul. He doesn't have to light up his... Like, what is he doing? It'd be like if I called you on like FaceTime and was like, I'm going to get you, and I waved a knife at you. Why? You
I
don't
agree.
Yeah.
Also, I guess how this criminal organization works of Darth Maul's, and I can see why he's not running it anymore. Because if you just kill the guy in charge and call him, you're just in charge also.
Yeah.
Like,
This
that's
is a
the way
movie
that
where a lot of
works.
people trust a lot of other people.
Boy, do they.
No, everybody,
even though everybody knows they shouldn't.
yeah, right. Nobody looks at each other's cards on the back table. Nobody
But they do.
nobody looks into...
Anybody's name.
and nobody looks into did maybe you kill your boss. But that's the thing. I think it's implied that he doesn't trust her. And he's like, we're going to be working very closely together. I think that's implying that he's going to go visit her, and he's going to be like, what happened here? I'm going to investigate using my Sith powers and my double lightsaber.
Here's a question though. A few people have posited this, Mason.
I'm ready.
Is this a contender for the Gamers On? So for those people who don't know, we award a movie at the end of the year when for a movie that sets up a sequel so heavily.
Or a franchise. Just
franchise,
the most
yeah.
heavy-handed attempt to build sequels or franchises that amounts to nothing.
I would say that even if there's not a sequel to this,
Mm-hmm.
that character is going to show up in another spin-off. So
Boyle?
Okay.
Okay.
I think even if this
Do you
movie
not say
doesn't
his
do well-
name?
I won't say it,
I'm
Mason.
just going to say.
No, I think... no, I don't think it is.
Uh-huh.
But I could see how it feels a bit... Look,
Look,
this
I mean, we'll
lightsaber.
see how we go. But I
Yeah.
mean, that was real. I love the cameo as, again, someone who hated the Phantom Menace,
Yeah.
but enjoyed that character, I guess. I enjoyed the cameo, but thought that the lightsaber lighting up was weirdly on the nose.
Yeah.
Like, we get it.
That-
Was he voiced by Peter Serafinowicz?
No, it's Sam Witwer, who's Starkiller.
Yeah, right.
And he also voices... Sometimes he's the Emperor. And he also does him in the Rebels.
And was that Sam Witwer in the
Yes.
makeup? Okay.
No. That was Ray Park in the makeup.
Oh, right.
Original Darth
Yes,
Maul.
Ray
I
Park's
know.
back.
Good stuff. Yeah, I think if I didn't know that he died in the desert 3 years after this,
Yeah.
I'd be so excited. Because then I'm like, well, they're making an Obi-Wan movie.
But you could be like, well, Han Solo dies in Force Awakens.
No, I
mean,
understand that, but it's a very small time frame.
Yes.
And they've also ruled out definitively certain ways that it can go, as in him and Obi-Wan being reunited in an actual movie.
Yes.
And look, I thought Rebels did that really well. And part of the reason I thought it did really well because I didn't think we were going to see him again in anything else.
Right.
But now that he showed up in the movies...
Does he? I think in maybe one of the currently non-canon books, he comes back with spider legs.
No, he does come back with spider legs. That's canon.
Huh.
Yeah, so he has spider legs.
Then regular legs.
Well, what happens is he falls down the shaft.
Yeah.
And he's real mad because he's in half.
Yes.
And then he gets he gets picked up with the trash and taken to Trash World, where he makes spider legs for himself.
Cool.
Yeah. So
he's got skills.
And then his brother Savage Oppress goes to find him.
Okay.
Real name.
Is he also red?
He's yellow.
Huh. Does he have that's the black stuff's makeup, right?
It might be, but his brother has it as well, so it could be tattoos.
Could be a tribal thing.
I mean, it's makeup in terms of the actor wears makeup.
Ray Park doesn't look like that.
No.
I mean, as far as we know,
we don't.
Maybe it's a happy accident. Maybe he wears human makeup.
Yeah, like the Joker in Batman '89.
Exactly.
I just thought it's nearly a really good idea, but no.
So, is it expressly stated in Rebels that they haven't met since Phantom Menace, him and Obi-Wan?
No, that's true. No,
that's what I'm saying.
But it's
maybe this is a long time coming.
But it's definitely it's a long time.
Maybe Obi-Wan finally defeating him in Rebels is like it's a double revenge scenario.
Sure.
Like maybe you could say
they've also fought in the Clone Wars before as well.
Okay.
Like because he's come back with robot legs and fought Obi-Wan multiple times.
Well, what I'm saying is maybe in the Obi-Wan, if you want to put them together in the Obi-Wan movie, Obi-Wan settles down and he's like, it's time for me to take a wife and become a farmer and whatever. And then Maul shows up and kills his wife. And then he's like, all right.
Now I'm Obi-Wan.
Now double revenge. It's time for double revenge.
Yeah, I think it's good in terms of also, like the canon because it means that these episodes of Rebels and the comics and whatever, they matter more than they previously were because they felt very separate a lot of time prior to this. But that's a story I'd rather see in a movie.
Okay.
And now we're going to not see it, Mason.
I think we can, though. I think you're speaking too soon. I think 3, even if we're saying, okay, it's only 3 years, that's a long time.
It's probably more like 5, but whatever.
5 years! And that's space years, which go for ages.
All the same.
All the same.
It could be the same.
Darth Maul can do a lot of damage in 5 years.
There's room there. I don't disagree with you. And clearly his empire has crumbled.
Yep.
So we're just going to have to see how that plays out. Yeah. I think I'm just... you know what it is? It's probably more like the thing that I wanted to happen didn't happen.
Yeah,
so
right.
I'm doing that.
See, because I have very little of that because I'm not aware of most of the continuity. So
did you enjoy the Kessel Run? Because I thought it was not that good or interesting.
I thought there was some tension there. I
I
like the space squid.
There's a squid and you pull its face off and you escape.
Yeah.
No, I just thought. I don't know. I just didn't think they're really.
Why do you hate Star Wars so much?
But that's the thing, Mason. I don't, and I don't even mind that. I don't really like this one because we're getting them forever.
Yeah, exactly.
So it doesn't matter.
Yeah, for sure.
Even if the next 10 are bad, we'll probably we'll get another great one at some point.
Yeah,
so
right.
It's absolutely fine. Yeah, I do wonder though if this does underperform, how that affects if they were going to do a solo sequel, which they seem to be setting up for, or some version, or if they're going to scrap a lot of these ideas or pivot or whatever. Or do you think also the idea of putting Darth Maul in this and then promising that he'll show up in a movie again, I think will get more people into audiences.
Absolutely, yeah.
So,
I think this was a very calculated move.
It should have been Dooku though. It should have been Dooku's head.
For sure. Yeah. Or Grievous.
Okay.
Imagine if the hood pulls back and it's Grievous and he says, well, I'm going to come visit you. And then 4 lightsabers come out and he's like, whoop, 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 whoop. That'd be so good.
That would be so good. Mm-hmm. Okay, I've got some user reviews here. Not user. We got some people who listen reviews. Pronounceable Name says, loved Solo Star Wars story so much they should make a Darth Vader prequel movie. Where did he get his name? Where did he get his helmet? Why is he so afraid of choking on his aspirations? And they should give him a sassy droid. He's right.
Mm-hmm.
Peach Mint Pie says, Solo Star Wars was a bad episode of How I Met Your Mother. Rise Kent says, for a movie I had no expectations on, never really wanted, I actually had a fun time with Solo.
Star Wars movies are becoming very divisive, aren't they?
Boy, are they, yeah. Mm-hmm. Jason says, just got out of Solo. It was a whole lot of fun. The train heist scene was fantastic. Corey says, to me, Solo felt like a cheap Star Wars ripoff trying to make a profit on the success of the original movies, rename the character something other than Han, and it's just a generic sci-fi movie. And Jai says, Solo was fun, but felt like four story genres set in the one universe, none of them mastering or subverting any of them. It was American Graffiti, Indiana Jones, and Ocean's 11 before the soft Alien Covenant ending. So yeah, I think those reviews run the gamut of how people
They run that gamut.
feel about this film. Do you want to see a Solo sequel?
Yes, I do now. Yeah, that's right. What are Han and Chewie going to get up to? Destroy Crimson Dawn, probably. Maybe Boba Fett's going to be there.
Maybe. You know what I think could be interesting?
What's that?
If you...
Bosk.
Yeah, sure. But Emilia Clarke stays as the crime lord, and they bring her back for the Jon Favreau TV series set after the original trilogy.
Yeah, right.
So you could bring... So she's still the head of... You know, there's like the there's the Black Sun and whatever, and she's one of those.
Well, I enjoyed the fact that that character made the decision to
me
be
too.
like, well, look, I'm a survivor, and whatever has happened in the previous 3 years has changed her to the point where she's like, well, I could go with my lost love Han Solo, or I should just head this criminal empire because that's what I've worked for here.
Because they get laser knives.
Yeah, that was my goal all along, I guess. I thought that was really interesting.
Did you like the bit how she took the sword but betrayed?
Yeah.
She didn't know she was going to betray him, and then she does a speech about finding somebody's weaknesses. Even though she had the sword, she could have just stabbed him in the back when he was fighting Han Solo.
I mean, she could have shot him ages ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
What a good movie, though.
I liked it.
Yeah, me too. It was really great, and it wasn't dull for a lot of it.
Are you all right? Are you having a nervous breakdown?
It's the very definition of just a movie, Mason. Even though you loved it.
I loved it.
I'd still like to know people's opinions on it because people are obviously divided. It didn't break Star Wars movies. You know
that's
what I mean?
true.
It's
Yeah,
just-
exactly.
It's all fine.
I think you're just afraid it's going to.
No, I'm not. I think they should fuck with it more because
Right.
it upsets people.
Yeah, right. No, I mean because you're upset that it'll ruin Rebels, your precious Rebels. It'll ruin your Rebels.
I don't give a shit about
Wow,
Rebels.
that's not really a rebel attitude, is it? I hope everything's the same and nothing changes.
I'm saying the opposite of
like
that.
the Rebels.
No, I'm saying they should change it.
That's you.
You know what they should do? They
Yes.
should kill Darth Maul in the movies.
Yeah, that'd be
do
great. Yeah, and then his brother has to paint over his yellow face with a red face, and then blackface
His
it.
brother's already dead. but
Oh,
yes.
that's a shame.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, he's got another brother.
Yeah.
who's green.
So you're just doing like the Sub-Zero
M&M's.
Scorpion
I'm doing
colours?
I'm doing the M&M's colors.
Right.
Yeah.
This is a Sub-Zero Scorpion
Green M&Ms on a
reptile
lady.
situation. Oh, that's true. Good stuff. What a great movie. All right. Do you know what it's time for then?
Oh, it's time for
do you
what
got?
we're reading.
What we going to read?
Yeah.
I thought you were going to do something else then, but you didn't.
Nah.
Theme song.
Nice.
I'm doing the theme. What are we reading today? What you reading?
Oh, I finally got to Inside Llewyn Davis, the Oscar Isaac.
That's a
Coen
great
Brothers
movie.
film. Look, it is. It's a great movie, but it's really depressing.
Yes, it is.
I mean, I didn't enjoy it.
No.
I enjoyed the characters, and I appreciated how the story played out.
How good is
but I did
Adam
not-
Driver at
He's
doing
good.
everything?
Yeah, but I mean, I didn't like it. It's so sad.
Oscar Isaac's really
Nothing
good.
works out, and I feel cold all the time. The whole time I was watching it, I felt
I
cold.
loved it. Thought it was good. That's
Yeah,
how
it is.
all movies should be.
No, I disagree.
That's how I feel.
Yeah.
So I feel everybody should feel like that.
See, that's the thing. Like, it felt a lot like "Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?"
I've never seen
But
that.
at least they went on an adventure in that movie.
Yeah, right,
And this,
okay.
there wasn't. The adventure was just like
Sleeping on a couch.
sleeping on a couch a lot and hitchhiking in the cold.
Yeah.
But if you haven't seen that movie, it's about Oscar Isaac, two dudes from Star Wars.
That's true.
And they
And Justin Timberlake.
Justin Timberlake's also in it, and Oscar Isaac, he's a folk musician in 1961, trying to make it on his own.
But maybe
He doesn't,
or he does.
or he does though. That's the
Yeah.
thing.
They did that one.
Hail Caesar with Alden
Which I think's-
Ehrenreich.
I liked
I
that
think
a
it's
lot.
me
I
too,
heard it
yeah.
was garbage, but I really
No, I
liked
liked it too.
The musical number's really good in it too.
Yeah. Channing's Tatum.
I actually played. There's a new video game coming out soon, or it's out
Should we
now.
do a Coen Brothers podcast?
Yeah.
Like, quit this podcast and do a Coen Brothers.
What about
podcast?
we could call it "O Cohen, Where Art Thou"?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah.
Hail Coen?
Oh, brother, where art the Coen brothers? Yeah. The podcast.
Yeah, these are all good ideas that we've had. Mm-hmm. I'm just looking at all their movies here. I haven't seen a bunch of these. I've never seen A Serious Man.
It's a good one.
Which one? Who's in that one?
Is it?
Michael Stuhlbarg. Don't know. All right, yeah, there's a bunch of these I got to watch for our new podcast.
Yeah.
Oh, brother, it's the Coen Brothers podcast. Or
Yeah,
whatever.
precisely.
I played the demo for
The
a game.
big Coen brothers,
Yes.
brackets Lebowski.
Yeah. I played the demo for Detroit Become Human.
Okay, now what's the deal with that? I've heard some. Is it one of these interactive movies that I've
Yeah,
heard so much
it's
about?
Like, it's like your Heavy Rains or your...
Is this by the same company as Heavy
yeah,
Rain?
it's
Okay.
David Cage, video game developer and seedy bloke in
Is
real
he?
life. Yeah,
Oh.
he's done some shady stuff. Like he put in because Alan Page is in one of the games and he made a nude model of her and put it in
what?
without telling her or something.
So this isn't the last, because The Last of Us had a character that was basically Ellen Page, right?
yeah, but that's not.
But it's not Ellen Page.
yeah.
But there was this is like one of those Armageddon Deep Impact. It's
exactly like that.
But there was an actual video game with Ellen
yeah,
Page
it's got
in
Willem
it.
Dafoe and
Oh, yeah,
whatever.
yeah. Uh-huh.
And also I think she sued or something, or she was, and then later he was accused of being homophobic, and he's like, "I'm friends with Alan Page."
Now,
that was his-
just to be clear, this isn't that other guy, because there's another video game that was set in the future.
the Blade Runner-y
Blade Runner-y
side-scroller.
one,
No.
but then that guy was also had a problem.
Yeah.
That guy had some issues, right?
Yeah.
God, there's so many of them.
But I thought I played the demo, and it's like a choose your own adventure within a world where there's robots, but they're downtrodden, so maybe it's racism.
Yeah,
You
okay,
know what
right.
I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
Do you
sure.
get it?
Yeah.
It's a parallel,
No,
Mason.
I get it. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm not going to get it. I played it, and I'm like, this is fine, but I don't want this in my life.
Uh-huh.
So, but if anybody's played it, and people love those, some people love those games, the Heavy Rains and
Yeah,
whatever,
right.
but no, I don't think, it's like watching a movie that I don't really like.
But also you have to
But I have to
push some buttons
push
every
some
once
buttons
in a
and-
while, right?
It's a lot of it is recreating crime scenes. It seems because
Okay.
one of them you're a crime scene guy, and like the branching narrative is really interesting to me because there's like a few main characters, and if you kill one,
Yes.
they're gone, and the narrative just keeps going as the other characters, and there's
Yeah,
some
right.
really good actors involved. So maybe I'll get it when it's like $10, but for the moment,
right, okay.
And I don't really have the time at the
What a
moment.
ringing endorsement. What a good idea they've done to put that demo out.
Yeah, but I'd love to know people's thoughts though
Hmm.
if they've played these games, and I don't think I could be turned around on them, but I'd be interested to know what people think of them in general.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because people are very solo a Star Wars adventure
On this whole situation. Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Anything else that you're reading or not
No,
reading?
that's about it, I think.
Good.
Yeah.
Then I think we can safely say that this is letters theme
Time for letters.
The classic one was letters, oh letters, we love you. Some letters, they're only a day away. I know they're here right now. We're gonna do letters.
I didn't include this in the news because we got many a tweet.
Yes.
By the way, if you do want to reach the show, #WeeklyPlanet on Twitter,
Mm-hmm.
or shoot it at Gmail over to weeklyplanetpod@gmail.com.
Or tweet at me at Wikipedia Brown with whatever that question was that I had earlier.
Yeah, what was that?
Has some sort of hashtag.
Yeah, I don't remember what it was.
No. Someone will, though.
Someone will.
Mm-hmm.
This is from Nathan Gonzalez. Says, you probably already heard of this, but is Etihad Stadium really going to be rebranded as Marvel Stadium?
Yes, it is.
You
Disney
better
have bought the
believe it.
rights.
They have.
I think they're getting 5 years or something.
Yeah, absolutely. They're everywhere, aren't they? You can't
Sure are.
escape them.
A lot of money, those guys.
Yeah. So, what do you think of this, Mason? How do you feel about Marvel infiltrating your precious football?
Yeah, I love it. Because also I don't love football.
That's interesting, Mason.
Yeah, isn't it
Do
though?
you think it's a better name than Etihad Stadium?
Yes. It's harder. It's easier to say, certainly.
Sure. Wasn't it Telstra Dome?
It was
before
Telstra
that?
Dome for a while, and then it was another one. It was Colonial
Yeah, it
Stadium
was
or
too,
something.
yeah, after the
so
bank.
people who are up in arms are like, "Bloody, it's not. Stop it! How dare they?"
It's not football. A bank's not football either.
A telephone company's not football either. None of these things are football.
Yeah.
So it's
I
fine.
think it just goes to show the reach of Disney and
Yeah.
how they just want to get in absolutely everything.
Yeah,
I think
right.
it's quite clever. So good on him, Mason. Marvel's, and apparently there's going to be like a Marvel store or whatever, and
Yeah, right.
which I probably won't go to, but that's great, don't you think? 'Cause
I
you can
agree.
just buy stuff online.
Yeah.
I can just look online and get that thing.
I can get some Marvel branded football jerseys.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah,
I hope they rename all the teams as Disney princesses. People would lose their minds. All right, what do we got here? Have you got a letter? Or I can do another
I'll
letter.
find a letter. Here we
Sure.
go. Bloody. All right, I got two here. Quick update from Mike at Germanio.
All right.
We engineered his engagement, if you recall, Mike and Caitlin.
That's true. We made that Rube
We made
Goldberg
that happen.
machine.
They're closing in on their new home on Friday the 25th.
Whoa,
So that's
okay.
and it's also Mike's birthday on the 26th.
Very good.
Happy birthday,
Now
Mike.
everyone can dox him.
If you could, yeah.
Yeah.
They're kicking around going to Australia for their honeymoon.
Oh, really? Okay.
If we're going to do a live show or something, maybe we can time it out to be there. Don't do that. Time it out for summer.
Yeah, time it out for a better time of year.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Look, we're going to do something. Now we've got our little away travel bags.
That's true. We can
maybe
go
just do a little more travel.
We are talking about that, actually, yeah. But who knows whether it happens ever.
Exactly. Also, can Mike be the official house painter of the podcast?
Well, it depends.
Are you painting houses?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I guess then yes. Even if you aren't, yes. Yeah, it's fair.
That's true.
Yeah.
on
Second letter.
Oh, okay.
It's from Patrick Webb. Hi guys, just saw an article from last year about James Gunn talking to David Hasselhoff about the Hoff's pitched Knight Rider film. What do you guys think? Could it work if Gunn directed?
Yes. But the Hoff's pitch is probably terrible.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
He came back for the TV show.
He came back for the 2008's Knight Rider reboot, which had a very uncharismatic lead, if I recall.
But he was so cool.
He was cool and blandly handsome.
Yeah.
And it was like a Dodge Charger that could... It was... What they did is they built a car that could do literally anything, which is not interesting. It was a Dodge Charger, but it could transform into any other car. It's one of those. It had like nanotechnology. That's not interesting.
No, that's
Just
interesting.
give it a couple of tricks and that's it.
Give it a red light on the front.
Give it a red light on the front.
The voice of Will Arnett.
Have it be destroyed by a truck immediately, just like in Magnum PI. That's what we want.
I agree.
That's what we want. And there was also a reboot called Knight
You
Rider.
got to wreck Knight Riders to make Knight Riders.
Exactly, that's what they say.
Keep going.
And there was also there was a reboot, I think, in the 90s called Knight Rider 2000, where David Hasselhoff was in that.
Oh, was there?
And it was
I
like
vaguely remember that.
the kit, like computer, the original one was plugged into like a future car from the year 2000. Awful, so
It's
bad.
probably one of those weird bubble cars.
It was like a bubble. I think it was a light blue bubble car of some
Yeah,
sort.
that's the Minority Report era of
everything
weird
was a
bubble
bubble car.
cars.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
No good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, great. No, I don't want that at all.
You don't want James Gunn directing a Knight
Nah,
Rider
I want
movie?
him to do something he wants to do.
I don't think Hasselhoff would be in it.
No, I think he would. I think he could not.
Turns out he was in Baywatch.
What?
He's
I know.
I watched that Baywatch reboot.
The new one.
The Rock Zac Efron one.
Oh, right. Isn't that crap?
It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, if you're expecting
Does he play Mitch in it?
Yes, he does. But he and The Rock are both called Mitch. It's one of those in-jokes, I
It's a
think.
Mitch off.
It's a Mitch off.
It's like the end of Starsky and Hutch.
Exactly. If you're expecting the dizzying heights of the Baywatch TV series, you probably are disappointed. So I understand.
I bet
the
it's better
vitriol.
than the TV
No,
series.
absolutely, it's better than the TV series.
Great. Good
Look,
stuff.
I would love to see that.
Yeah.
I would love to see a Knight Rider done well.
Yep.
But not Starsky and Hutch style or whatever. I think.
But what's interesting about a guy with a kind of okay car?
But what's exciting about a raccoon that can stand on his hind legs and draws
Everything!
guns? I know.
What are you talking
That's what I'm
about?
saying. What's interesting about a twig man?
Again,
Lots
that's
of stuff,
every
yeah, right?
interesting.
Uh-huh.
I'm not saying it can't be done. It can.
Yeah.
But I just don't think it's a super interesting premise
That's true.
anymore. A car
right.
that talks. All our cars talk. It's fine.
Whoa! Maybe that's the trick.
So everyone's got a Knight Rider.
Maybe it's a car that doesn't
Everyone's
talk.
fighting crime.
No, that's the
Oh.
key. This car is silent. It's a silent killer, this car. That's the trick.
It's a car from Christine.
You notice it only because it doesn't talk.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay, Charlie Newman said on Twitter, #WeeklyPlanetPod, genuine question, can you please tell me why you are against a Yoda film? Thanks.
Were we against a Yoda film?
I think I am, probably.
I think my opinion changes every week.
I think it depends on how you do it, but if you did it like, say, solo, just like, what are you doing it for? Are you expanding the universe in a meaningful way? Is it just like a paint-by-numbers series of events where he ends up getting his lightsaber at the end or whatever?
Yeah, right.
I think anything can work, but it's not really something that I want to move. I kind of want to see it move forward in time
Yep.
as opposed to go back.
How old's Yoda? Is he 800 or 900?
Both,
Great.
depending on when in the story.
When I ask the question, that's probably true. But I guess my question is, if the thing about him having 900 years of wisdom
Yeah.
is that we can imagine what that wisdom is and
Yeah.
the adventures he's been on.
Yeah.
And if you give him a solo movie where just some dumb stuff happens, what's
But
the
I don't
wisdom
think
to be gained
it'd
from that?
probably, because there's been some prequel comics of late which have been okay, where they've set in that kind of era. I think there's definitely a story you could tell. It also depends if they're doing the Old Republic. You could set it. It's normally like thousands of years ago, but you could set it 700 years in the past.
Yeah, right.
And put him in it or whatever.
Oh, and he's a sprightly 200-year-old man.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
So, no, I'm not necessarily against it. It's not the kind of story that I'm really interested in. But
Right.
anything can be good or bad.
That's very
or
true.
Like a low hum.
Yeah, like a low harm kind of situation. Yeah. I mean, we haven't experienced that this week, but
Yeah, maybe.
maybe
You
someday.
just got to listen for it, Mason. Listen for the snores, and you can hear it.
Yeah.
It's just not really that good a film.
That's pretty good. I liked it. I think it was fun. It was a rollicking thriller ride.
Rollicking my foot. Just it felt like a checklist of things.
I think I'm becoming that guy. You know, there's that guy Armand White. He's a film reviewer.
He's the worst guy.
Well, that's what I'm saying. And all his reviews are always. I don't know if he still reviews, but every review is just contrary to everybody else.
Yeah.
And
I don't think you're. I think a lot of people agree with you.
But I'm also thinking that maybe this is how it starts.
Oh, okay.
You get a taste for it.
Yeah.
You get it. You're like, hey, today. You're like, my opinion's a bit different this week, but that's okay. You know, people will get it, and then you're like, ooh, I love that my opinion's different, and then you just have to force your way into the contrary
there are
opinion every
definitely
week.
people on the internet like that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and you would not be not at home
Ooh.
with joining the ranks, Mason. All right, I think that's the show for this
That's
week.
the show.
Before we do the sign off, Mason, we just want to let people know we're going to be trialing a thing for the network of pre-roll ads, I guess, kind of like they have on YouTube. Not a bunch, but just to get people some little bit of extra money for advertising dollars.
Yeah, right.
So you might hear some of those on the podcasts on the network. Those who are deciding to use it, because there's some who are undecided and some who are very keen. So that's all up in the air. But just wanted to give people the heads up for that, and it's all mostly just Bill's paying.
Yeah, right.
Like,
for
because
sure.
there's a lot of hosting costs that we kind of, because as the podcast gets bigger and the network gets bigger that we're covering. So it'll be part of that, and also
And we've got a lot of crazy pyramid schemes to get him on board for.
So, but it's also for people, to get a little bit of extra coin.
Helping out those little guys.
Also, you can skip them. I don't care. It's fine. Also, it's irrelevant to me. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. All right. Do the end of the show,
Oh,
Mason.
yeah. If you want to say hi to us, you can go to Weekly Planet Pod on Facebook and Gmail and Twitter and Bandcamp. We've got those couple of new commentaries up. We've got Rogue One. We got
we do.
The other one, Deadpool. Pretty good. Had good times with those.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm at Wikipedia Brown on Twitter.
I'm at Mr. Sunday Movies.
There's also at The Weekly Planet on Twitter. That's our friend Rob Collins.
Yes.
He's doing great stuff.
He is doing great stuff. There's also a Caravan of Garbage this week where we look at the TV show Droids again.
Yeah, which has a lot of parallels to Solo, this particular episode.
It's not a good one, though, is it? It's
very bad.
yeah.
Let's see what else. You can go to planetbroadcasting.com.
Yep.
You can sign up to our newsletter, which is also Rob Collins puts together. It's fantastic every week.
One of the best.
Let's see. If you want to support the show, you can go to patreon.com/Mr. Sunday Movies if you want to chuck in a buck. You can also go to our Amazon affiliate link.
Yep.
If you want to buy all the prequels and Rebels on DVD, do that and just
get them on a HD format.
Get them on a HD format if you want to debate us endlessly about whether they've ruined Rebels with his Darth Maul appearance.
Oh, we should talk about that.
James feels they have.
We should talk about... I'm indifferent. We should talk about that tweet after you do all this.
Oh, yeah, we do that. Yeah, okay, we'll do that. Let's see what else. We've got some T-shirts on tpublic.com. Thank you to The Brute and Basilisk and Rackham for all our themes.
So good.
And that's about it, I think.
That is about it.
Yeah, it's always about it.
Yeah,
I'll remember something later.
So these Okay, so both of us retweeted a tweet. I didn't realise you'd retweeted it also.
Well, I did, all
Came
right.
up separately in feeds. Scott Aukerman
of Comedy Bang Bang. And Are You Talking You Two to Me?
Yeah.
The podcast about You Two with Adam Scott. And its sequel podcast, Are You Talking REM Re Me? Both of which are great.
He's put this on his Twitter. It just says Star Wars films, and then he's just listed the films in the order of the year that they came out.
But he's put numbers next to each of them.
Yeah.
And it's broken people's minds.
Because a lot of people are reading it as...
He's ranked them in terms of quality.
So Solo is last in front of The Last Jedi and whatever.
Uh-huh.
But also a lot of people are also just pointing out that, hey, you just put that in order.
Yeah,
so
just let it lie.
Yeah.
You don't have to say anything.
I can also
It's
see...
funny. It's
I can see, though...
This is the best tweet he's ever done.
Yeah,
He's done some good tweets.
It's probably the best tweet I've ever seen. It's so simple.
Yeah.
Like, it's one of those things where I should have thought of this.
Yeah,
it's
right.
It's so simple and clever.
Yeah.
But he, like, there's people arguing with him. They're like, but Clone Wars is terrible. And he's like, yeah, I know.
Yeah,
but
and he's like, but The Last Jedi is great. And he's like, I know, I loved it. So...
Yeah, but I can also understand why you'd be tricked by this.
So quality.
Because it took me a second to be like, what is this?
Yeah, right.
You know, it's not...
Oh, it's quality work.
It's great. So good on him. Anything else?
No, that's it.
All right, cool. Now, next week, It'll be another episode.
Another episode. We're certainly not ruling it out, are we?
No, we definitively can't. Yeah, I'm sorry if this episode's late. I had to go to a funeral. So blame the person who died.
Yep.
I'll give you their grave if you want.
Okay, good. Yeah.
I shouldn't joke, Mason, but I have.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. That's the show.
Some people deal with that sort of stuff in different ways.
Yeah, some people can't process their emotions. So.
That's true. So they make a little joke. Funny little joke. It's a funny little joke, isn't it, everybody?
Yeah, that's it. All right, I'll see you guys.
Grab that jammy, guys. We'll see you next week.
Goodbye. This podcast is part of the Planet Broadcasting Network.
Visit planetbroadcasting.com for more podcasts from our great mates. I mean, if you want. It's up to you.